khakis. Am I scared? Of course not. Oh, sure, I know the Army's no bed of roses, but it's nothing to be afraid of either. I mean, it's a thoughtful, reasonable organization run by thoughtful, reasonable human beings.
Now, the next one of you yardbirds, which I find him out of line, is going to be walking sentry duty until he wears his feet down to the knuckles. You call that a line? The last line I saw that crooked was on the hind leg of a dog. Now, dress it up. Quiet. While I check this here roster.
Hey, good buddy, I got like an idea.
What is it?
We develop a sudden attack of flat feet.
Maynard.
We take off our shirts and we got no backbones, only yellow streak.
Maynard, quiet.
Man, I'm Sergeant Floyd W. Ronk, and no wisecracks. And I'm here to see that you mutton-headed recruits get to camp the way you're supposed to. The last bunch of yardbirds, which they were supposed to get there themselves, clumb up in the wrong bus and wound up in a rutabaga patch in Akron, Ohio. You're now under military jurisdiction. And first one of you which gives me any trouble is going to wind up being court-martialed as the first soldier ever to be court-martialed while still wearing civilian clothes.
My poor Dobie. That sergeant's the meanest person I ever saw.
Well, such a creature doesn't intimidate me. Of course, we Osborns are a fearless breed.
Boo! Good. Great.
Busted camp don't leave for a while yet, so I'm going to dismiss you greenhorns. You all know your places, and when you hear me blow this whistle, I want you to get back here in the double. You understand? I don't want nobody to leave the area. I don't want nobody to do anything that'll bring disgrace on the proud uniform which you're going to be wearing. I don't want you fraternizing with no enemy, and I want you to discuss no military secrets. You understand? Dismiss!
Dad, I gotta talk to you.
Quiet, don't we allowed to discuss military secrets.
Maynard, let go. Dad.
Shh, good buddy, I'm keeping you out of trouble.
Maynard, let go. We don't know any military secrets.
Like we don't?
Like we don't.
Like, yeah, we don't.
Dobie, don't you be afraid of that mean old sergeant.
Ah, what reason would I have to be afraid of him?
What's the matter? Wasn't you listening to him? First he growls like real mean. All right, you guys. And then he goes,
Maynard, never mind.
I shouldn't worry about that sergeant, chaps. I long ago learned how to deal with such persons. One simply draws oneself up and stares. They always go away.
Very good advice, Chatsworth. But now listen to some real advice from a real veteran
With the good conduct medal.
Yeah, from WW2, the big war. Now, when you guys get into uniform, remember, keep your nose clean and your feet dry.
feet clean, dry. Oh, Dope, I gotta get home.
Maynard, what's the matter with you?
I just remembered I forgot to turn off the water in the bathtub.
Maynard, forget it.
I already did.
You know, I mean, your folks will turn it off.
Oh, no, they went out of town celebrating.
Out of town celebrating?
Mr. G, if I was your son and I was going in the Army, what would you do?
Get out of town and celebrate, Knowles.
Yeah, Maynard, you can't go. The bus is going to take off any minute.
So's my house.
Maynard.
I got the rowboat to be like Budsville, like by Dope.
Maynard! Maynard, what if he doesn't get back in time?
The Army will celebrate.
That bus leaves without him, he'll be a deserter. They'll shoot him.
Now keep calm. There's nothing to worry about.
Follow in, recruits. The bus leaves in 3 minutes.
There's something to worry about.
I gotta get Maynard.
Dobie, you can't go. You have to go to the
There's no sense in both of you going to the courthouse.
But, Dad...
And besides, with your luck, you'll probably wind up in the same cell with them.
Hey, you soldier. You with the 3 chaperones and the weak chin. Get in line.
Captain, may I make a statement?
It's Sergeant and no.
But
me no butts, Buster, and clam up. You're Gillis, Dopey, huh?
Hold it. The name happens to be Dobie with a B.
Flat out, civilian.
Now, just a darn minute. I happen to be the boy's father and a taxpayer and a veteran with the Good Conduct Medal.
And what?
Dismiss.
Right. Krebs, Maynard. Krebs, Maynard. Krebs, Maynard. Krebs, Maynard. Failure to report. Absent without leave. Desertion. Brother, am I glad I'm not in his shoes.
Yeah, sir, did you say Krebs Maynard?
Yeah, where is that good-for-nothing deserter?
Oh, he's here, sir. He's here.
Well, then why doesn't he answer?
Oh, well, he didn't recognize the name. You see, sir, he only answers to Maynard G. Krebs.
All right, all right. Where's this Maynard G. Krebs?
Oh, coming, coming.
Here he is, sir. Here he is.
What are you thinking of?
There, Maynard, my little man. He's just never been away from home before.
Now, see.
Relax, Maynard.
Are you Krebs, Maynard G.?
I certainly am.
Maynard G. Krebs, sir, I'm very anxious to be a member of this fine organization, sir.
Libel, slander.
Save the tears for the chest. On the bus. Everybody on the bus. Come on, move it up. All the way in the back. All the way in the back. Come on, move it up, move it up, move it up. Don't worry, folks. We'll take good care of your boys. And the next time you see them, they'll be trim, efficient, proud, in short, soldiers.
It's possible.
So that's how Chatsworth Osborne Jr., gentleman and millionaire, became Maynard G. Krebs, slob and pauper. I can't say that Chatsworth was entirely pleased about it.
Help. Help. Let me off this vehicle at once. Help.
Chatsworth, you can't let Maynard down now.
What a bet.
They catch him and punish him for what happened. You know what they'll call you?
A patriot.
No. Just let him think you're Maynard until we get to camp. Please. The real Maynard's a cinch to show up by then. Please.
Oh, Dobie, do I have no objection to helping an unfortunate wreck like Maynard? I mean, after all, we aristocrats owe a certain obligation to our underlings. But this entire situation is so degraded. I mean, a man of my wealth and social position riding on this... What did you call it again?
Bus.
Oh, yes, bus. How picturesque.
Oh, come on, Chatsworth. If Maynard starts off his army career by getting in trouble, it'll ruin everything for him.
I'm sorry, Gillis, baby. It's simply too outre. I'm going to tell that sergeant...
You're going to tell the sergeant what?
Oh, nothing, sir. Nothing.
Don't sir me and shut up. Now, what's your problem, Sonny?
This is all a ghastly mistake, my being in the Army.
It could turn out that way, but we've handled harder cases before.
But you don't understand. I am not Maynard G. Krebs. I am Chatsworth Osborne Jr. from the big white house on the hill with a 16-foot fence around it with a broken glass embedded in the top of the fence.
You're what?
Sergeant, could I talk to you a minute?
Now, what is all this?
Well, you see, sir.
Don't sir me.
Oh, yeah, well, you see, Sergeant, it's my friend Maynard G. Krebs. He's a little, shall we say, excitable.
Shall we say nuts?
Not really.
You're telling me not really. I've seen guys trying to bug for a Section 8 before.
Section 8?
Yeah, a psycho discharge. Who's he think he's kidding? You got to get up early in the morning to get anything over on Floyd W. Wong. Now, as you were saying, Sonny?
I was telling you, Sergeant Rock, baby, that I am Chatsworth Osborne Jr.
Well, isn't that nice?
I'm Rex the Wonder Horse. We must go riding sometime. Hey!
You gotta be kidding.
Okay, Maynard, so we're kidding. The bus did not leave with Dobie and with that Chatsworth kid pretending he was you so you wouldn't get court-martialed.
Yeah, I knew you were just kidding.
Maynard, now you listen to me. Dobie and Chatsworth are going to be in big trouble if you don't head straight for that induction center.
Right, I'll drive you up in the truck. We can be there by morning.
But if I go up there, they'll shoot me.
Maynard.
Oh, they put a blindfold over my eyes and a firing squad lines up and it's ready, aim. Rest in peace, Maynard G. Krebs.
Are you going or ain't you?
Mr. G,
Yeah.
'tis a far, far better thing I do than I've ever done.
Huh?
Dickens, from Dickens, David Copperhead. I read it in school. It's all about this cat who gives up his life for his good buddy.
Maynard, you mean you're going?
Yeah, I only have one request.
What's that?
When it's all over, please donate my brain to science.
Maynard, you're all heart.
That part goes to science, too.
I will not stand another minute of this indignity.
Quiet, Maynard.
Maynard! Oh, the shame of it.
All right, you yardbirds, move along, move along. Close it up, close it up.
Sergeant, my congressman is going to hear about this. In fact, I'll go even higher. I'll tell my mother. I am not Krebs. I am Chatsworth Osborne Jr.
Still, don't you ever get tired of being Osborne Chatsworth Jr.? Wouldn't you like to be Napoleon for a while?
You'll pay for this, you low-born person. Egad, what was that?
Your shots, boy. Tetanus, typhus, and stuff like that.
Shots? Needles! I always faint when I get shots.
There aren't any needles. This is a pneumatic gun, the newest method for giving shots. It's painless. You're perfectly all right.
Oh, am I? We'll see.
You're beginning to look like soldiers, but not much.
Sergeant, oh, Sergeant.
Whatever it is, Krebs, no.
Oh, mice and rats.
At ease, men. We'll call you when we need you.
Dobie, how can you do this to me? I mean, we have been friends, after all, despite the difference in our stations. Have you never heard of playing the game?
Sorry, Chatsworth, honest I am, but think what they do to Maynard if they find out.
Well, think what they did to me. Poked and prodded and undressed and inoculated me. And the crowding insult of all these clothes. Gillis, baby, just look at me. If my tailor saw me now, he'd swallow a mouthful of pins.
Chatsworth, be a good guy. Just stick with it a little while longer. Maynard's bound to get here soon.
Not another minute.
Gillis, Dobie, you're next.
Sir, that's... never mind.
Now, see...
At ease, Krebs. The tests are about to begin.
Tests. I shall not take any tests. I absolutely refuse.
Okay, Krebs.
You mean I don't have to take any?
Not if you don't want to.
I certainly do not.
Good. Because I need a volunteer to clean out the garbage cans at the mess hall.
Garbage cans?
Tests?
You leave me little choice.
And 3 years of high school, Private Gillis.
Yes, sir. 3 years.
Did you win any particular distinction in high school?
Yes, sir. One.
What was that?
I graduated.
I see. Tell me, Gillis, what was your principal objective in high school?
To graduate.
I see. And what was your principal activity in high school?
Trying to graduate, sir.
Don't call me sir.
Yes, sir.
One last and obviously futile question, Gillis. Do you have a working knowledge of any foreign languages?
Sir, I have enough trouble working in English.
Thank you, Private Gillis.
Yes, sir. Anything else, sir?
I hope not. Krebs, Maynard G.
You're next, Krebs, or Osborne, or George Washington, or whoever you think you are now.
Very humorous, I'm sure.
Come on. Sit there. Watch this one. He's trying for a Section 8.
Gotcha. Now then, Private Krebs.
I am neither a private nor a Krebs. Look, Wister, you look like a moderately intelligent man. Will you get me out of these ghastly surroundings?
Sure, boy, sure. Let me ask you a few questions first.
For instance?
For instance, do you have a working knowledge of any foreign language?
Working knowledge? Oh, my dear chap, I can pass for a native in all the capitals of Europe and the Orient.
I see. Do you speak French?
Mais naturellement, mais oui, rigolo. J'ai passé toutes mes vacances depuis mon enfance sur la Côte d'Azur.
You do speak French.
Of course, doesn't everyone?
Well, how about Italian?
Ah, Italia! Quante notte che non passeggio sul Rialto ad ascolto alla musica della gondoliere al chiaro della luna.
Well, how about German?
Die grünen Ufer des Rheins, die Oldenburgen, der Schwarzwald, die Trinklieder von Alt-Heidelberg. Trink, trink, la.
Chinese?
And that's an obscure Mandarin dialect.
Mr. Krebs, please. Oh, please stay with the Army, sir. America needs you. This is a test to determine your ability to learn Morse code signals. When you hear this sound, dot dash, you will write the letter A. When you hear this sound, dash dot, you will write the letter N. When you hear this sound, ... you will write the letter I. Does everybody understand? Now, write down the letters on the test papers as you hear them. They will be transmitted slowly at first, then faster. Are you ready? Begin.
Krebs, where did you learn to do Morse code like that?
From great-granddad, of course.
Great-granddad who?
Great-granddad Morse, you silly.
Soldier, I'm Dr. Worthington, and it seems we have a little problem.
Oh, if you care to tell me about it, perhaps I can help you.
No, you have the problem.
Wait! I am wealthy, talented, debonair, charming, appealing, suave, and brilliant. Where's my problem?
Aha. If you really believe that, then you are exhibiting the classic symptoms of, well, it's a medical word that would be meaningless to a layman.
I presume you're referring to megalomania, a word which I must point out is completely inapplicable in my situation.
Very interesting. And just why is the word inappropriate in your case, may I ask?
Certainly you may ask. How else will you learn anything? Always eager to help. Now, the term megalomania refers to a species of mental aberration characterized by delusions of greatness or exceptional ability or extreme wealth or power. Am I not correct? Of course I am. The question was merely rhetorical. Now, the key word in the description I just gave you is delusion. I referred to delusions of greatness or extreme wealth, you'll recall. Of course you do. Now, follow my reasoning on this point. I think you'll find it rather edifying. It's a technique I absorbed from the great Professor Gestalt of Johns Hopkins. Now, a delusion of exceptional ability or great wealth means that such a quality does not exist in the person who claims it. True? Of course it's true. But I do possess exceptional ability. Check my IQ. And extreme wealth. Consult Dun & Bradstreet. And great charm. Ask any woman. So we have not here a question of delusion, but a verifiable fact. I rest my case.
Very enlightening, Private Krebs.
Naturally. And the name is Osborne. It's the Army that is suffering from delusions.
You mentioned Professor Gestalt. Do you know him?
But of course. Mumsy will have her neuroses treated by no one else.
The Professor Gestalt? Professor Hugo Gestalt?
Good old Hugh. A brilliant man. Brilliant. An atrocious croquet player, and he eats like a horse, but a superb scientist.
Krebs, do you really know the great Gestalt?
The name is Osborne, and yes.
Well, Osborne, I really don't know just how to put this, but...
Don't hem and haw, Sigmund, baby. Get to the point.
Well, what is Professor Gestalt's real views on the dispute between Young and Advert? I mean, as regards the field theory of...
The field theory of motivational
yes.
theory. You know, it's very interesting that you should ask that, because just the other night when old Hugh was over to dinner at the house,
yes,
along with Professor Grogarty.
Professor Grogarty!
Now remember, Maynard, when you sneak into that camp, you gotta make out like you've been there all the time.
Don't worry, Mr. G. I'll remember.
And remember to say you came up on the bus with the other recruits.
I'll remember.
And don't get excited in anything they say to you. You've missed a lot, and you're gonna have to fake it.
I'll remember.
Good. Now let's go over the strategy again, Maynard. Repeat to me what you're going to do when you get to camp.
Forgot?
Good thinking.
Positively the last straw, Gillis, baby. I have spent the entire night in this camp, and that oaf Maynard has failed to show up. Well, I am going to disappear. Poof. And let the chips fall where they may, preferably on Krebs.
No, I won't try to stop you, Chatsworth. I guess the whole scheme was just too ridiculous and impossible and hopeless.
You rang?
Maynard, we've been waiting for you. Where you been?
It takes like a long time to shovel 3 feet of water out of a living room.
You're not a moment too soon. I'm through masquerading as you.
How'd you get away with it, Chatsy? I'm like taller.
Hey, never mind that, Maynard. Quick, put on Chatsworth's uniform.
Yeah, like right.
Hold on, I say.
What?
If he takes this uniform, what am I going to wear?
My ensemble, like, naturally.
The ensemble.
Surely you jest.
Oh, if you've gone this far, Chatsworth, you can't stop now.
Oh, Gad, the sacrifices I make in the name of... What was that word again?
Democracy.
Oh, yes, democracy. How great.
Come on, Chatsworth. Maynard, Chatsworth, aren't you ready yet?
Chatsworth's like basketball.
Oh, how humiliating.
How do we look, huh?
I'd tell you, but I'm afraid to use such language on government property.
If anyone ever hears of this, I shall never be admitted to Yale.
Chatsy has the screwiest looking outfit I ever saw.
You look like this all the time.
Do I, good buddy?
You do, Maynard. No offense.
No offense. So one of my folks went out of town to celebrate.
Private Gillis.
Chatsworth, you gotta get out of here fast.
Dear me, I shall never see Osborne Manor again.
Quick, here he comes.
Farewell, oh happy warriors.
Farewell, go. Good morning, Sergeant.
Like, good morning, sir.
Don't salute me and don't call me sir, soldier.
Like anything you say, sir.
Oh, a comic, huh? What's your name, Yardbird?
Krebs, Your Honor.
Krebs.
Yes, sir, your sergeantship. Maynard G.
What sort of a game are you playing here, soldier? You can't be Maynard G. Krebs.
That's what my father kept telling the hospital, but they had proof.
Gillis, what goes on here?
Oh, well, you see, Sergeant, since last night, Maynard grew a beard.
Impossible.
No, it isn't. Lots of fellas grow beards.
Quiet. It's impossible. A beard couldn't make that much difference.
Oh, yes, it could, Sergeant. It changes his entire personality.
Makes me like a different person altogether.
Ah, come off of it, both of you. You can't be Krebs.
Sergeant.
Your Honor, your worship, would a fellow say he was Maynard G. Krebs if he wasn't Maynard G. Krebs?
Not if he was in his right mind, he wouldn't.
Rest my case.
Yeah.
Gillis, please. Say that I ain't seeing things. Say that this creep ain't Maynard G. Krebs. Say anything.
Anything?
Maynard. Sergeant, I wouldn't fool you. I've known Maynard all my life, and that's him, all right.
Want to see my birthmark?
It's like a bad dream.
How about my fingerprints?
It's spooky.
I can show you my tonsils at home in a glass jar.
Sergeant, I'm telling you the truth. On my honor as a citizen of the free world and a soldier in the U.S. Army, that is Maynard G. Krebs.
Pleased to meet you, your officership.
All right, men, line up. I've got some announcements.
Fall in. Corporal Wister from the testing office will now read the assignments for your upcoming duties. At ease.
Recruit Carver, Huey, Cooks and Baker School. Recruit Framus, Tyler H., Communication School. Recruit Gillis, Dobie, Infantry School. Men, I'm proud to announce that I have recommended that one of you be sent directly to OCS after he has finished basic training. This soldier received the highest scores ever recorded in this camp on the General Intelligence Test, the Code Adaptability Test, and the Language Aptitude Examination. This superior fellow is recruit Maynard G. Krebs.
Hey, that's like me. Like, thank you, your corporalship.
No, soldier. I said Krebs.
I'm like Krebs.
Maynard Krebs.
I'm like Maynard Krebs.
Maynard G. Krebs.
I'm like Maynard G. Krebs.
No. I mean, you can't be Krebs. I mean, he's not Krebs. I mean, it's impossible for you to be Krebs.
It ain't no use to fight it.
No, he can't be Krebs.
Corporal, it's the beard. You
he's
see, it
Krebs?
changes it. Yes.
Oh,
You want to see my birthmark?
This is worse than a bad dream.
I mean,
it's spooky.
I'll show you my tonsils at home in a glass jar.
I've known this boy all my life.
He's
It's Look, Sergeant, it's Sunday. Oh, hi, Maynard.
Like, hi. I just decided I ain't going to that COD.
Maynard, that's OCS.
Yeah, whatever it is, I ain't going there.
Why not?
I just found out what it meant. That's why they train them fellas to be officers. I mean, that's for clever, intelligent, superior type people.
Yeah, and you don't think you could handle it, huh, Maynard?
Oh, I do fine, though, but I don't want to leave you behind. I mean, who'd take care of you?
I thank you, Maynard. You're a real human being.
And every inch of me belongs to the U.S. Army.
Poor U.S. Army.
creamy Dobie. Wants a gal who's creamy Dobie. Wants a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
Hi, TJ.
Oh, hi, your friend Gillis. Well, you looking right poorly. Like a turkey whose pappy just told him the inside story of Thanksgiving.
TJ, it's this army life. There's something missing.
Well, friend, what could be missing? We got all the healthful victuals we can eat.
True.
We got them movies and speeches and free learning.
True.
And volleyball and ping pong and them checker tournaments.
True.
Nice clean bunks to sleep in and pretty new suits to parade around in. Well, friend, what in the world could be missing?
Does that answer your question? Yep, he's enlisted too. You see, a few weeks ago, right after I graduated from high school, I decided the time had come to put in my Army service. And a fella's got to do some thinking in the Army, just like he has to do some thinking every place else. I look like a pretty rugged soldier, huh? Well, I am. The Army's hardened me up plenty. The grueling work and discipline have toughened my character. And if I don't get a date with that girl Betsy I met in the PX pretty soon, I'm going to throw myself in my bunk and beat the pillow with my little fists until they turn red. But I'm not discouraged. There's one lesson the Army's really taught me. Never take no for an answer.
No!
I won't take no for an answer.
You just did.
Betsy, listen.
Dobie, you seem like a very nice boy.
Oh, I am. Dogs stop me in the street just to lick my hand.
But the answer is still no. I've made it a policy not to date the soldiers on this post.
Well, who's a soldier? I'm just a displaced civilian.
No.
I'm practically a secret weapon for the Russians.
No!
It's, fellas, do you mind? Do you mind? Excuse me, please. Please, fella. Thank you. Look, Betsy, Saturday night I get my first date since I've been in the Army. And unless you go out with me, I'll fade away into a mere shadow of a human being. My uniform will run around saluting and drilling with nothing inside of it.
You know you are cute.
You are the moon and the stars.
All right, I'll make a deal. I will go out with you Saturday night on one condition.
Anything, my angel. Shall I climb the highest mountain, swim the deepest ocean, cross the hottest desert?
No, get a date from my roommate, Susie.
Ah, but of course, my sweet. There's 100 fellas in my outfit who would happily fling themselves at her feet.
Not Susie.
They'll whine her, dine her. Damn. What's the matter with her?
Well, let me put it this way. She's kind, she's sweet, she's intelligent, she's sensitive, she's...
The creature from the Black Lagoon.
There's a picture of her.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, we have till Saturday. Couldn't we rush her to a plastic surgeon? Oh, come on now, Betsy. Let's forget about her.
No, a date for Susie or no date for you, Buster. Just face up to it.
Yeah, I'm trying, but this is a pretty rough face to face up to.
Well, let's drop the whole thing.
Hey, no, Betsy, please. This isn't fair. Fella who'd go out with her would have to be a candidate for the funny farm. You right? Hi, Maynard, old pal, old friend, old buddy. Good to see you.
Right, thanks, Dob. It's heartwarming to my warm heart to know that I'm wanted.
Oh, you're wanted all right, Maynard. Boy, are you wanted.
Yeah, my folks didn't want me.
Maynard, that's not true.
They wanted a baby.
Maynard.
For 12 years, my father kept suing the hospital.
Maynard.
They wouldn't take me back.
Maynard, please.
He even offered to trade him even for the incubator.
Maynard, enough! Well, what do you think, Betsy?
A girl with Susie's looks and track record is in no position to be choosy.
Great. Maynard, you're not busy Saturday night, are you?
Like, yeah, so what have you got in your mind? Like, forget it.
Maynard, this is Betsy. And on Saturday night, we'd like you to go out with her roommate, Susan.
Is she a girl?
That's open to debate. Now, listen,
Does she look like you?
Well...
Yeah, they're practically twins.
Then like thanks, but like no thanks, I'm bowing out.
Maynard!
I mean, chicks are Troublesville. They take all the good seats in the bus, they will let me kiss them goodnight, and they giggle about me in the girls' powder room.
Girls do that to you?
Only the good-looking ones. The other ones like me fine.
Oh? Maynard, this is Betsy's roommate.
Man, spooky. Man, they don't make like chicks like this anymore, do they? Boy, nobody ever tried to steal her away from me. And she and I... You sure this ain't trick photography?
No, believe me, that's the real Susie, every excessive inch of her.
Wow.
Then you'll take her out?
Yeah, for you and this miserable-looking doll, I'll do it.
Maynard, you're all heart.
And she's all chin.
Yeah. Well, Betsy, have we got a date?
We've got a date.
Oh, boy, at last.
You sure this Susie will want to go out with me?
No offense, Maynard, but all she'll want to know is, are you alive?
What are you going to tell her?
Who said life in the Army's cold and lonely? Who said it was solitary and desolate? Men without women. Me. But that was BLB, before lovely Betsy. And that turned me into a VHS, very happy soldier. We always use initials in the Army. And now that I've established this VIP beachhead, nothing's going to stop me from keeping that date with Betsy. Nothing. I've just been stopped.
Like says over there on the bulletin board?
Yeah. Trainees are eligible for overnight passes only if they pass the military fitness test. Wow.
Yeah, like, wow. That sounds like real fascinating. What's it mean?
It means that in exchange for free room and board and clothing, the Army expects us to learn how to be soldiers.
Yeah, I knew there was a catch in there someplace.
Hey, let's see how we're doing on the test so far.
Hey, Dobe, you're in third place. Like, congratulations, good buddy.
Never mind me. Let's find you.
Do we have to?
Maynard, you're 104th. How do you explain this?
Like, easy. 104 fellas is all we got.
Maynard, if you don't get through these tests, you don't get a pass. And if you don't get a pass, I don't get a date.
Hey, Dobe, I got an idea.
What?
A smashing idea.
What?
That's dessert. Take it easy, Dobe. Maynard G. Krebs will pull us through. There's only 2 tests left. Personal inspection and marksmanship. And when it comes to personal inspection, well, I have to take my chances on marksmanship.
Maynard, when we go out in that rifle range today, you've got to shoot like you never shot before.
I always shoot like I never shot before. Maybe that's why I never hit nothing.
From now on, things are going to be different.
You mean when I shoot, you're going to be like right behind me?
Right.
And keep score for me?
Right.
And give me a lot of bullseyes?
Maynard, we are not going to falsify. We're going to, shall we say, adjust?
Shall we say cheat?
Yeah, you're right, Maynard. It means cheat. Let's forget it.
Yeah, we're not the kind of fellas that like cheat.
I know. It's shabby and deceitful.
Low and sneaky.
Sordid and disgusting.
And mean and rotten.
Disgraceful and contemptible. Yeah.
Hey, Dobe.
Yeah, Maynard?
When do we start?
Right away. Just this once. Never again. No.
Because we did it one more time, we'd be like stinkers.
We did it one more time, we'd be like caught. True, yeah.
I am your train fire officer, Lieutenant Merriweather, and I'm here to tell you that this is the moment when a soldier finds out if he can handle this. May I have it, soldier?
You can keep it, Lieutenant. I know there's lots more.
Be quiet, Private Krebs. Men, this is the best friend you've got in the world, your M1 rifle. The backbone of this man's army is the GI in the front lines, aiming his rifle at the enemy. Remember Valley Forge. Remember Gettysburg. Remember San Juan Hill. Private Krebs, what are you doing?
Remembering.
All right, men in the first detail of the firing line, second detail, scoring stands. Up!
Now your first position will be standing. Assume the position and fire when ready. Your next position is kneeling. Fire when ready. Now remember, men, we're operating under the honor system.
Yeah, we sure got the system.
Your next position is prone. Fire!
I gotta move faster, Waldo.
Oh, all bullseyes for Krebs, eh?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Like naturally. Watch, Lieutenant, the hard way.
This marksmanship test is not to be taken lightly. Every shot counts.
Like sure, Lieutenant.
Your life and the life of the man next to you may depend on your accuracy with a rifle. Valley Forge, Gettysburg, San Juan Hill. All these battles were won because soldiers did not shirk their duty, because each had learned to fire his rifle.
Yes, sir.
And someday the lives of many fine men may depend on what you do here today.
Right, sir.
Your country's counting on your honesty, loyalty, and devotion to duty.
Right, sir.
Your next position is sitting.
Another bullseye, huh, Dobe?
Now, your country is counting on your honesty, your loyalty, and your devotion to duty. Valley Forge, Gettysburg, San Juan Hill. All these battles were won because soldiers did not shirk their duty, because each had learned to fire his rifle. Someday the lives of many fine men may depend on what you do here today.
Hey, Dobe, I'm talking to you. Another bullseye, huh?
No, Maynard, you missed the target completely.
Oh, boy, all bullseyes, huh?
All clean misses, soldier.
Oh, Dobe, you're joshing. Yeah, that's what you're doing, joshing.
A good soldier does not josh about such matters.
Good buddy, this is me you're talking to, Maynard G. Krebs.
Private Maynard G. Krebs, soldier in the United States Army. And I will grade your atrocious marksmanship as it deserves to be graded.
What about Betsy?
What about Valley Forge?
What about Saturday
What
night?
about Gettysburg?
What about...
And don't forget San Juan Hill, you gold brick.
You gonna wake or something?
It's for your own good, you great fool.
Oh, Dobe, you ain't well. You know what you're doing?
Only my duty, soldier. Only my duty. All right, you name it, and that's what I am. A rat, a cad, a heel, a good-for-nothing,
Backslider, an Indian giver, a sneaky sneak.
Betsy, calm down, please. I'll get your roommate another job.
No.
I'll find a fellow with bad eyesight.
No.
I'll steal his glasses.
No, Susie will only settle for Maynard. She says he sounds cute.
Betsy, if there's one thing Maynard isn't, it's cute. In fact, he's weird.
Some loyalty. I thought he was your best friend.
He is. I just happen to dig weirdity. Now, look, Betsy, let's forget about Susie.
No Maynard, no date.
Listen, Betsy.
No soap and goodbye, traitor.
Hello, traitor.
Maynard.
Double-crosser.
Maynard.
Arnold Benedict.
Maynard, that's Benedict Arnold. You made your point.
Betrayer.
Maynard, please.
Wilton Wormsby.
Wilton Wormsby?
He rowed the boat for Arnold Benedict. I read all about him in a book called The History of Low-Down Rat Think Traitors.
Believe me, Maynard, I can understand why you're mad.
You only like ruin my life, that's all. You robbed me of the only chick I can go wig for.
You never even met her.
Like farewell, Susie. Like adieu, my dearly beloved spook.
Fellas, do you mind? Please, do you mind? Please find it in your heart to forgive me, Maynard. I did what I did for the noblest of all human motives, patriotism, love of my country. You heard what the lieutenant said. The backbone of this man's army is the GI pointing his rifle at the enemy. Remember Valley Forge? Remember Gettysburg? Remember San Juan Hill?
I wouldn't mind visiting them places, but I wouldn't want to live there.
Those battles were won by American boys who knew how to shoot straight. That's why I had to do what I did on the rifle range.
You mean on account of this patriotism jazz you're dumping Betsy?
I could not love her half so much, loved I not honor more.
You're like a real human being, Dobe.
But we're not licked yet, soldier.
Yeah, we're not licked yet, soldier. We're not?
We're not. We can still keep the date if you pass that Saturday morning inspection. Your
Dobe.
bunk will be spick and span.
Dobe.
Neat and trim and tidy.
Dobe.
Bright as a penny. Clean as a whistle.
Dobe.
What is it, Maynard?
This is Maynard G. Krebs. Have you ever seen my bunk?
Maynard, how do you get your bunk so messy?
I stay up late at night. No, Dope. I timber! Oh, no, Dope, not my footlocker. You don't open my... I get lonesome.
Maynard, I've got to clean up this place. It's got to be done because nothing's going to stop me from seeing Betsy. It's a big job, but I'll work like a bulldozer.
You're all heart, though, except for the party that's bulldozers. Dope, no. Don't make me get rid of him. He's just like the bunny in my story.
First weekly inspection will be at 0900. Make sure your clothes, bunk, and locker are in the proper order. That is all.
That's right, you friend.
Please, Private Sprouse.
How do, friend?
Never mind that. You're in the Army now, soldier. Use the proper form of address.
Oh, friend lieutenant. I went and found Private Gillis just like you told me.
Oh, a good. Send the fine lad in.
Oh, sure enough, neighbor.
Gillis!
Private Gillis reporting as ordered, sir.
At ease, Private. Gillis, I've had my eye on you. You're a soldier. Now, I'll wager your military qualities run in the family, eh, what, soldier?
Well, I don't like to brag, sir, but in the war, the big war, WW2, my dad was a first sergeant with the Good Conduct Medal.
Ah, I knew it, yes.
Yes.
Well, when you next write to Dad, Gillis, you tell him you're on your way, too. Up the ladder.
Sir, you mean...
Right. I'm appointing you... Now, hold on to your insignia, man. I'm appointing you acting corporal of your squad.
Acting corporal? You mean the leader man of all us boys?
Right.
Acting corporal?
Right. Temporarily in charge of your entire squad.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you.
And your first assignment will be to conduct the inspection of your barracks tomorrow. Dismissed?
Yes, sir. Sir, you mean you want me to inspect the fellows in my own barracks, flunk whoever I want, pass whoever I want?
Right. When I find a good man on my team, Gillis, I'll let him catch the punt and run with the ball.
No, that's what it'll be, sir, a ball. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes.
Oh, remember, now rank means responsibility. I'm counting on you to do what should be done.
Oh, I will, sir. I will. Yes. Heavens to Betsy, I will, sir. Yes.
How do I look, Dobe? Like pretty military, huh?
Maynard, one look at you and the enemy would surrender.
You really think so?
No.
Me neither.
Don't worry, Maynard. Everything's under control.
What?
Maynard, I'm making the inspection. Understand what that means?
Yeah, it means you're going to cheat and
Maynard.
falsify.
That's a just.
Yeah, adjusted the score on the inspection, so I pass.
Right.
Like
right. Like, wow.
Like, wait.
Wait.
You sure you're not going to come all unglued again, Dobe?
Maynard.
I mean, on the rifle range, you came all unglued. I mean, all about San Juan Hill and Gettysburg and all like that.
That was entirely different, Maynard. Learning to fire a rifle is a matter of life and death. This is just a barracks inspection.
Yeah. Raise your hand and promise.
Maynard, we're not going to lose a war because you can't make your bed or your footlocker sloppy.
Yeah, good thinking, Dobe. Great thinking.
Thank you, Maynard.
Good, great sloppy thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Line up by your bunks. Acting corporals, begin the inspection.
This is it, Maynard.
That's what it is, it. Yeah.
Those blankets should be tidier, soldier, and those corners could be trimmer. But since you're new in the Army and you tried hard, no gigs.
I have a word for you men who are conducting the inspection. You're responsible for turning a routine exercise into a valuable, life-saving lesson. The soldier who's careless in inspection is the soldier who will be careless when the chips are down on the battlefield. The soldier who makes his bed improperly is the soldier who will load his rifle improperly.
Hey, Dobe, you're getting that look in your eye again. I mean, don't go wig again. I mean, like, snap out of it. Like, forget Valley Forge.
A sloppy bunk means an unreliable fighting man. The training for battle begins in the barracks. Remember Valley Forge, Gettysburg, San Juan Hill.
Private Quimby, for that miserable sloppy blanket, 3 gigs.
Ooh.
For those messy corners, another 2 gigs.
Ooh, that smell. Oh.
Our country's wars were won by men who never neglected details. The soldier who forgets to button his shirt is the soldier who will forget his ammunition. And the soldier who doesn't shine his shoes is the soldier who will forget to oil his machine gun.
Right.
How'd you, friend?
Stand at ease, soldier. Now, about your uniform.
It's real pretty, ain't it?
Private Sprouse, for the atrocious condition of your uniform, 4 gigs.
But, friend,
for talking back, 2 gigs. And for the dusty shoes, another 3 gigs.
Ain't that something?
The demerits you give on this peaceful morning may someday save a comrade's life. Remember Valley Forge, Gettysburg, San Juan Hill.
Do it again, Dobe. No. Dobe? Hey, Dobe. You didn't mean what you said to old TJ, did you, huh?
Get back to your bunk, soldier.
Dobe, it's me, your old schoolmate, Maynard G. Krebs.
2 gigs for insubordination.
Oh, Dobe, you're flipping again.
Isn't 2 gigs enough?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stand at ease, Private Copper. Uniform looks passable. Bed looks GI. Private Carver, this footlocker's disgraceful. Socks not folded properly, dust in the lid, shirts in the wrong corner. A total of 7 gigs, Private Cobber. Inexcusable. Remember, this country's wars were won by men who never neglected details. The soldier with a dirty footlocker is a soldier with a dirty rifle.
You're not doing your fellow soldiers a favor by being easy on them. What your buddy learns now may someday save his life. Be firm. Be tough. Someday your buddy will thank you for it.
Private Krebs?
Don't you hit yourself Saturday
For
night.
the pathetic condition of your uniform, 6 gigs. And you call yourself a soldier.
No, I don't. Only my draft board.
No talking about that. What about this dust?
What about Betsy?
What about this footlocker?
What about the date?
What about Valley Ford?
What about going to town and tripping the Wolf Star and the Fox?
What about
that?
Gettysburg?
Oh, Dobe, you're sick. I mean, like you need help.
And don't forget San Juan Hill.
Oh, I'm like doom.
Oh, you poor dear fool. Someday you'll realize I'm only doing this for your own good. Dirt under the mattress, 4... Half a hamburger. 5 gigs.
Stand up! Everything under control here, Acting Corporal Gillis?
Everything except this man, sir. Krebs, Maynard G.
Well, you've been mighty rough on him.
Just doing my duty, sir.
Tell me, isn't this Krebs a personal friend of yours?
Yes, sir, but to quote the lieutenant, rank means responsibility.
Well spoken, soldier. But rank must learn to temper justice with mercy.
But, sir...
No talking rank, soldier.
Now, this man has had a very rough 4 weeks.
Oh, they've been like miserable.
He's obviously done his best.
My miserable best.
So I think we'll forget the demerits this time and give him one more chance.
You mean like pass?
For the time being, yes. I think it might be a good idea for you to get away from the post for a few hours.
It is my dearest wish.
But, sir...
Talking again, huh?
Private Gillis, I'm proud of you. You've been a bit overeager, perhaps, but I know you've done this to your best friend, the better to prepare him for the battle.
That's true, sir.
And, Private Krebs, be grateful. Friends like this are hard to find.
Not for me.
Oh, y'all friend or foe?
Private Strauss.
Oh, how do, friend?
Private Strauss, do you know the first general order of a sentry on duty?
Well,
Well,
no. Oh. Well, let's be fair about this, friend Lieutenant. Me and my buddies have just been in the Army for a short spell. And I mean, you can't expect us to know all them general orders and such in such a itty-bitty time now, can you?
You know, I think I can.
Oh, I think you're fun of me, friend Lieutenant. Nobody could know all that stuff except some cotton-picking military genius.
you might just be. Private Strauss, report to the Corporal of the Guard. Tell him you're being relieved of duty.
By who?
By a cotton-picking military genius.
Hey, Dove, beat it, Maynard. I'm not allowed to talk to anybody when I'm on sentry duty.
I just want to tell you, I got out of camp okay.
Swell, Maynard, swell.
Susie was waiting for me right outside the gate. Hey, man, she's more fun than a barrel of monkeys.
Good.
She even looks like a barrel of monkeys.
Maynard.
Man, what a spook.
I'm sure the two of you will be very happy.
Yeah, and I wanted to tell you, you don't have to worry about standing up Betsy. I got her like a date.
Like a date?
Hi, Dobie.
Like top of the evening, friend.
Betsy. Bye.
Bye.
TJ, Maynard.
Maynard, where have you been? It's after 3 o'clock. Man, what a night. First we went to the movies.
Never mind that. How did Betsy and TJ get along?
Oh, you got nothing to worry about, Dobe. I don't think they like each other too good.
Great. How do you know?
I think all through the movie she wanted to hit him.
Really?
Yeah, so he kept holding her hand so she couldn't do it.
Maynard.
Man, how bored they got with each other.
No.
Yeah. By the end of the picture, he was sound asleep with his head on her shoulder.
Uh-huh.
And she kept trying to wake him.
Trying to wake
She kept kissing him, but he wouldn't wake up. No, he just kept sleeping.
Good night, Maynard.
Go to see the picture, Dobe. It's the
Good
monster
night.
that devoured
Good night.
Cleveland. Hey, Dobe. Dobe. Good night, Dobe.
Dobie, once a gal who's dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal who's creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamer at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
Osborne Jr., sportsman, raconteur, and gourmet, invites you to inspect his shiny new trinket. Kindly refrain from pinching the metal,
Oh,
girls.
Chatsworth, it's adorable.
Yes, it is, rather. We got it as an accessory with one of Mumsy's big cars.
Chatsworth, it must be simply smashing to be so rich and debonair and mad about towning.
Now, stop that now, or I shall become too big for my britches. Imported llama's wool, of course.
Chatsworth, why, a girl would rather go out with you than any other fellow in this whole town. You're the most desirable and gallant and...
Your hot breath is melting the crease in my uniform.
Oh, Dobie, you're so dashing, so manly.
Don't forget rugged. We fighting men like to think of it as the look of eagles. Hi there, civilian.
Girls, do not be fooled by the uniform. He's still nothing but a low-bred oaf.
Oh, Dobie, there's just something about a soldier. So heroic, so fearless, so soldierly.
Yes, my dear. Compared to us soldierly types, civilians are nothing but pampered playboys.
Oh, I'll bet his mother still has to feed him.
Oh, come now. Where did you ever get such an utterly fantastic...
Chatsworth, now you come here at once. You rushed off without finishing your lunch.
Mumsy, please.
You didn't finish that nourishing porridge that I personally supervised.
Oh, Trembling, must you?
Dobie, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Dobie, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Dobie, goodbye.
Remember me? Dobie Gillis, former civilian? What am I talking about? Former civilian. Only the uniform's military. The rest of me's is as civilian as a pair of black and white shoes. But there's one thing I've got to give the Army credit for. Teaching me how to be a man. Right? Right. No babying, no spoiling, no pampering. And I can hardly wait to get back to civilian life to have somebody start babying and spoiling and pampering. Not that anybody ever did. Not me. But on the other hand, you take Chatsworth Osborne Jr.
No, Mumsy, no. I shall not eat one more spoonful of caviar.
Stop your yapping.
I am not yapping. Mumsy, I have something to tell you. I am leaving home. The little bird is flying from the nest.
Oh, you stop those ornithological references. I have had a... Chatsworth, you are leaving home.
Precisely.
Huh?
I'm going out to face the world.
Ah.
I've enlisted in the Army.
Oh, ooh.
I shall become a bold warrior.
Oh, every day you sound more and more like your uncle. Stupid J. Osborne.
I have had my fill of being a pampered playboy. I long to be manly, dashing, gallant. I, too, wish to have the look of eagles.
Oh, but you do, boy. You look more like an eagle than anyone I know.
Mumsy, please.
Especially around the beak.
Mumsy, I am determined to succeed on my own.
Oh, what rot. It's impossible for you to succeed without your mother's help. You're far too nasty.
That's where you're wrong. I was elected manager of the basketball team without your help.
After I bought uniforms for the entire squad. Oh, let's face it, Chatsworth. Without me, you are an utter dud.
All the more reason why I should leave home instantly. I am leaving for camp immediately, where I shall become a soldier, a fighter, a hard, tough man among men. Tremblay,
Yes, ma'am.
Remember to pack all my lamb's wool socks and several electric comforters. I hear tell those beastly barracks are not even steam heated.
This army that has accepted you, is it the American army?
Clumsy.
Oh, well, I won't have it, that's all. You can't go because I forbid it. Now, Chatsworth, it seems but yesterday since I fed you, tucked you in, sang lullabies in my glorious contralto voice. It seems but yesterday.
Beg pardon, madam. It was but yesterday.
Now, you want to believe a calendar or what is within a mother's heart?
Oh, yes, madam.
Mumsy, I am going, and nothing you can say or do will stop me. Ta-ta. I must away to the conflict. 1, 2, 3, 4, cross the room and out the door.
Oh, he is a nasty boy. Oh, he is independent, but he is nasty. Hello, a long distance. Give me, well, whoever's in charge of the army. No, you idiot, I don't want to join it. But I may have to buy it.
See how unpredictable and dangerous life in the Army can be? We learn to deal with flame, flak, fire, and then along comes a new and even more frightening menace, like Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr. But I'm proud to state that we are now prepared to meet whatever horrible disaster we'll ever have to face.
You rang? Good buddy, guess what?
What?
It's the scariest thing that happened since we joined the Army. It's so scary, I'm scared to tell you. Stop pestering me. I told you I was too scared to tell. Okay, I'll tell you. Guess who's in the Army and coming over to join our platoon? A wild guess.
Bridget Bardot.
I said a wild guess.
Rex the Wonder Horse.
You're getting closer.
Maynard.
It's Chatsworth Osborne Jr.
Chatsworth Osborne Jr.?
Yeah, maybe we ought to like surrender the Russians right now, huh?
Maynard, you gotta be making this up. Chatsworth's mother never let him join the Army.
Anyone for war?
Chatsworth, what are you doing here?
I decided to join up and improve the Army's morale. It was the least I could do.
And you're in our platoon?
But of course. Ripping good luck, isn't it?
Oh, boy.
Like oh ditto.
Yeah.
You chaps don't appear exactly ecstatic to see me. What is it, pray tell?
Oh, nothing, Chatsworth, nothing.
You just don't want me, that's all. Don't try to hide it. I'll try to get transferred to another platoon. I'll help you.
Maynard.
I did so want to mend my ways and cease being Chatsworth Osborne Jr. foul ball and become Chatsworth Osborne Jr. soldier.
You really mean that, Chatsworth?
Oh, Dobie, do it is my heartfelt wish.
Then you deserve a chance, even though you were kind of a problem dust in high school. No offense.
No offense.
Yeah, even if you was a low-down rat in high school. No offense.
Chatsworth, we're going to get you started right in the Army.
Yeah.
Wait.
Hey, fellas, come on over and meet Chatsworth Osborne Jr. He comes from our hometown, and he's a regular guy.
Yeah, he's a regular guy. He lives in a 48-room house on a 50-acre estate surrounded by a 16-foot brick wall.
With broken glass embedded in the top. Glorioski, I feel good all over.
So Chatsworth Osborne Jr. joined the Army and tried to adjust. It wasn't easy for the Army or Chatsworth Osborne Jr. But he forced himself to act and talk just like one of the boys.
But one always vacations at the Riviera following the polo season. Doesn't one?
All right, men, fall in. I ain't gonna give you the rest of the afternoon off till you run through the manual of arms.
Oh, great, that's a cinch.
And you better run through it correct.
Sergeant, surely you don't mean the regular manual of arms.
I sure do. And what's wrong with the regular manual of arms, Osborne?
Nothing at all. It's really quite pleasant. But don't you think that the Queen Anne salute is ever so much more chic?
What kind of salute?
Queen Anne. As practiced by Her Majesty's Royal Fusiliers. Observe.
Hey, that's pretty sharp. None of you jokers gets off until you learn that Queenie salute like Osborne here.
No, sure.
Now fall out and teach them good, soldier.
Never fear, Sergeant. I shall turn them into precision-drilled fighting machines. It is really quite simple, fellow musketeers. One simply grasps the rifle thusly and gives it a sharp kick with the striking foot.
Darn that Chatsworth. We tried like the dickens to teach him the things a normal fella has to know if he's going to get along in this world. How to avoid work, how to goof off without getting caught, like that. It took a lot of effort, but finally he started to catch on.
The proper technique for getting along is to volunteer for everything.
That's the proper technique for becoming a hospital case.
Chatsworth, you've got to stop volunteering and showing off, or the fellas are going to murder all of us.
Yeah, we come from the same town, so we're up to our elbows with you, like 3 peas in a pot.
Maynard, that's pod.
Dear, I suppose you're right, Dobie do. I simply must learn to curb my natural superiority.
You can do it, Chatsy. I did it, and now nobody knows I was like naturally superior.
Before I turn you loose to get cleaned up for chow, I want to run through this hand-to-hand combat we've been learning. You.
Like me?
Like you.
Like me?
Like you.
Like me? Don't nobody move. There's like a sneaky ventriloquist around here someplace.
Cut that blabbering, Krebs. Front and center. Now, let's say I'm your enemy, and I have a knife. I'm coming at you. What do you do?
I'd like to become your friend.
No. Krebs, you're a hopeless case.
Like whom among us is perfect?
Osborne, you come with me. Now, don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you. Osborne, watch it, tarnation. Hey, that was a pretty smooth trick. Where'd you learn it?
It's just a little dipsy-do I picked up from Mumsy.
Mumsy?
Yeah, she teaches dirty fighting to the commandos.
Where are you Yardbirds going?
Well, we got to get cleaned up for chow, Sergeant.
Nobody leaves this spot until they learn that little dipsy-do that Private Osborne picked up from Mumsy. Start demonstrating, Osborne.
I shall be honored. Now, cronies, the basic element of hand-to-hand combat is leverage. Behold, I shall demonstrate with all of you. You first. One grasps the opponent thusly, and then... I did it again, huh?
I would say you did it again.
But I just can't help it, chaps. You see, I come from a long military background.
And you're heading for a short military funeral.
All right. It will not happen again. I shall lower myself to the level of you common men, or I am not Chatsworth Osborne, Jr., gentleman, scholar, and noble gladiator.
The bags are packed, madam, all 12 of them.
And the trunks?
All 12 of them, too, madam.
Good. I shall go to Chatsworth camp immediately.
Madam.
What is it? Speak up, man.
No offense, madam, but below stairs we're wondering if you're not taking Master Chatsworth's enlistment just a trifle too seriously.
Nonsense! Whatever gave them that idea?
Left face. At ease. We have 5 minutes before chow, men. We're going to brush up on a military field manual. What is the first mission of the commanding officer in analyzing training directives? Anyone? Osborne?
The first mission of the commanding officer is to attain and maintain a prescribed level of combat operational proficiency.
Excellent. Now, what is the second mission of the commanding officer in analyzing training directives? Anyone? Osborne?
The second mission of the commanding officer is to conduct replacement training in training units for specialized operations.
Correct. What is the third mission of the commanding officer in analyzing training directives? Osborne, you know that.
I haven't the faintest idea, sir.
You men have been slopping around like a bunch of tired washerwomen. Now, who wants to make up for it by volunteering to carry dispatch to company headquarters? Boy, what a bunch of gold bricks. Attention! Dismissed.
Tell me, pray, compatriots, how have I been doing these past few days?
Pretty good, Chatsworth. You can see for yourself. Some of the fellows are even starting to like you.
Even me. And that ain't easy because inside I really hate you.
Observe how I've been meeting this challenge as I meet all others, with courage, determination, and stunning success.
Now I'm starting to hate you on the outside again.
And Mumsy, poor dear thing, she said I wouldn't amount to a hill of beans. Ha! Ha!
Ha! Ha! You think that I'm going to settle for a chenille bedspread for my little boy's bed? Ha! I want pure silk, or I'll fly my own in from the Orient. Mumsy! Oh, Chatsworth, my soldier lad. How do you like what my decorating crew did to this dreary barracks?
Hello, Mrs. Osborne.
Greetings, Mrs. O.
Good heavens, when did the invasion take place?
Oh, no, Mrs. O. I'm Maynard G. Krebs, a soldier in the like armed forces.
Mumsy, I cannot take any of this. With the help of Gillis and Krebs here, I am determined to succeed on my own merit.
That's a wizard idea, but you have absolutely none.
Mumsy.
No Osborne man has any merit.
Mumsy.
No Osborne man has room for any merit. He's too filled with nastiness.
But, Mumsy, I thought that we had...
No, from now on, I'll do all the thinking. And if there is a problem, and mind you, Mumsy doesn't allow that often, I will be right here.
Like right here in the barracks?
Like right.
Like it'll be embarrassing.
Like that's your problem, Buster.
But Chatsworth will be here for 6 months, Mrs. Osborne.
So, 6 months I could do standing on my head.
Holy jumping up and down. Will you look at that?
Who are all these jabbering ragamuffins?
These are my bunkies, Mumsy.
Well, from now on, Mumsy will be your bunkie. I put a wall off the end of that room for my living quarters, and I'll have Tremblay and the valet in here with you. Now get out. Out, I say. Go on.
But they live here.
Well, they'll have to find someplace else. Now go on, get out.
No, biggest wild gear. A cashmere barracks bag. Solid gold dog tag.
Blood type R.
For royal. With the blood type set in seed pearls.
There must be some mistake, sir. None of my men would.
Uh-huh. Kid. Hut. Madam, who are you and what are you doing in these barracks?
10 hut. This insubordination will cease at once. Suck in your gut, soldier. Throw out your chest. Straighten your back. State your name, rank, and serial number.
Leroy J. Stonehenge, Colonel, United States Army. Serial number 40. Now cut that out. Sergeant, this is the woman who struck 3 MPs with an umbrella.
But, sir,
And tried to run over 2 more with a furniture truck.
They refused to obey my command to deliver the television set.
Madam, by what authority do you dare invade this post?
By the highest authority in this world. By the authority of an American mother fighting to protect her young. All right, you clods. Put your right hand on your hearts. And I want to hear 2 choruses of M is for the many things she gave me.
Please. Sergeant, escort this person off the post immediately.
You have not heard the end of this, you sniveling rascal. Do you know how many million mothers there are in America? There are 67 million. Do you know how many colonels there are? About 200. And there is going to be 1 less. We are going to pull you limb from cowardly limb.
This is an outrage. Until I can investigate further, this barracks is restricted.
Chums! Bunkies! Mumsy, no, I'll never be admired and respected. Never, never, never.
Oh, chin up, Chatsworth. I have an idea that will fix everything. All right, escort me from the post. Come on.
Chums! Bunkies! I assure you, I had nothing whatever to do with this. Oh, mice and rats. Dobie do. Krebs, baby. Surely you don't think I had anything to do with asking Mumsy to do this?
Of course not, Chatsworth. We know you're trying to do the right thing, and you're not a low-down bum.
That's right, you low-down bum.
Maynard, we know you're turning into a right guy, Chatsworth, but I'm afraid we'll never be able to convince the other fellas.
Yeah, they all think you're a low-down bum. You low-down bum.
No offense. No offense.
No offense, Chatsworth, but Maynard's right. They'd like to roll you up in a sack and then use you for kicking field goals. Yes, sir, Chatsworth was positively the most hated man in the Army, including the MPs. But then all of a sudden there was a change. Change? It was a revolution.
Hey, Chatsworth, everybody loves you. Oh, lovable.
Well, yesterday I was hateful. You're the most lovable, hateful fellow in camp.
But I'm bewildered. Why all at once am I everybody's beloved friend?
Haven't you heard?
How can I hear? Nobody talks to me. But whatever the reason for my sudden overwhelming popularity, I'll wager I know who's behind it.
Now, gentlemen, as you see, I have bought up all the lands in all directions adjoining this army post. Now, I will show you a full-scale model of the recreation center which I intend to donate to this army base.
We are most anxious to see it, Mrs. Osborne.
Naturally you are. Very well, stand by, hats off, and voila.
Where?
This is the recreation center I will donate to this post.
Mrs. Osborne, you are a jewel in the crown of American motherhood.
Oh, please, no fawning, Colonel. Now, here we have The 5 indoor swimming pools, here are the tennis courts, here's the polo field. Over here, we will maintain 28 lanes of bowling, 4 ballrooms with continuous floor show, and a free gum. Quiet, please. And that high tower will be my living quarters. As you know, I will take up residence on this post.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
Naturally. Well, gentlemen, I have 10,000 cubic yards of cement to pour before dark, so you will excuse me.
Oh, Mrs. Osborne, just one more thing for the press releases. Now, what are we calling this glorious pleasure dome?
Why, the private first-class Chatsworth Osborne Recreation Center. What else? At ease, soldier. What? Well, I'll see about this.
Like, hey, here he comes. Come on, fellas, all together.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. Yeah!
Golly, chaps. Do you really and truly mean it? Am I really and truly a jolly good fellow?
Yeah, like the jolliest and like the goodiest.
Chatsworth, you're everybody's friend. Hey, let's give him a ride through town and prove how much we like him. Yeah.
Would you all love me just as much if there weren't going to be any recreation center?
Oh, yeah!
Oh, thanks. Because there isn't going to be any recreation center.
What happened, Chatsworth? Your mother backed out?
Oh, no. Mumsy's dead game.
You mean the Army won't go for it?
The Army has approved everything.
Then who's like putting the whammy on this deal?
I am.
Like you?
Like I.
You mean no 28 lanes of bowling?
Try to understand.
And no 4 dance halls?
Try.
No free chewing gum?
I'm absolutely desolate, Bunkies, but...
Chatsworth, this note. How dare you tell me to stop construction? I've a good mind to take away your shiny new yacht and your platinum motor scooter.
Mumsy, money isn't everything.
Money isn't everything. Oh... Doctors, nurses, medics. Oh, this boy is not well. Stretcher bearers.
Mumsy, I am quite well.
Oh, ridiculous. No Osborne says money isn't everything unless he's completely out of his head.
Now, hear me, Mumsy. I am simply trying to tell you that it is impossible to buy respect with basketball suits and recreation centers.
Well, how else would a schnook like you win respect?
But that is the only way I can win it. I suppose I shall have to learn to get along without it.
I take that to mean that you are to try to get along without your mother, too. You bull-headed, persnickety boy. Well...
Now, hear me out, Mumsy. The Army brought me up here to try to teach me to protect you and all the other Mumsies in the USA. Now, how can I learn to protect you if you're up here trying to protect me all the time?
You protect me? But you're just a boy.
A boy?
A little boy.
Mumsy, how did you just describe me a minute ago?
Bull-headed and persnickety.
And how do you describe the grown-up Osborne men?
Bull-headed and persnickety. You mean?
Exactly. The Mumsies are always last to know.
Oh, why did I let them cut off your curls so soon? I told them 14 was too young.
There, Mumsy. I've grown up, that's all. Your little boy has grown up.
When I get home, I'm going to take your first little blue sports car and have it dipped in gold.
And you won't try to force the recreation center down our throats?
Of course not. Did George Washington's mother build swimming pools for the Continental Militia?
No.
Did Custer's mother buy Indian suits for all the boys at Little Bighorn?
No.
No, they made good on their own, just like you will. Just like all the bull-headed persnickety Osbornes.
Mumsy, I love you.
All right, Chatsworth, break clean. And another thing.
Yes, Mumsy.
If I don't see eagles on your shoulder by Christmas, don't bother coming home.
Maynard, that Chatsworth's quite a guy.
Dobe, how can you say such a thing about a creep who slickered us out all that free chewing gum?
Maynard, let me put it to you this way. You're sitting in a foxhole alongside another soldier, see? And the guns are firing and the shells are exploding all around you.
Me, Dobe?
Maynard, it's just a for instance. Now, if you were in this foxhole, what kind of fellow would you like this other soldier to be?
I don't want one soldier. I want like a whole regiment.
Maynard, the soldier fighting beside you ought to have guts. Good old-fashioned guts.
Like true.
Like true. And I give you the first man in history with the guts and the courage to stand up to Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr.
Good buddy, chum, foxhole pal.
Hold on, chaps. What's going on?
No offense, Chatsy, but we love you.
You're not saying that just to make me feel better. You really mean that?
Sure we mean it, Chatsworth. You're on your way. Before long, you'll be one of the boys, a real soldier in the U.S. Army.
Just like me.
Oh, for joy, for joy.
If the Army can take the two of you, then bring on the enemy.
Like hi, good buddies. Who's winning?
It's pretty close, Maynard. I started off by taking...
Oh, no use explaining to me, Dobe. I don't like dig bridge.
Dobie, do I owe you much thanks for what has happened. And believe me, I have learned my lesson.
What lesson?
I'm going to curb my natural superiority.
Attaboy, Chatsworth.
Starting tomorrow.
Dobie, wants a gal who's creamy. Dobie, wants a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamer at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
To report that the technical problems of Operation Moonshot have been solved. We are now ready to launch our missile into space.
Excellent. And I am happy to report that all human problems involved in Operation Moonshot have also been solved.
Excellent.
Except for one little thing.
Oh?
We've tested hundreds of young men to be launched into space. Fine, strong, intelligent, capable specimens.
Top drawer.
But that is precisely the trouble with our experiment. We've tested only superior specimens. The average man is neither so strong, nor so intelligent, nor so capable.
True, true. Well, what do you suggest, Doctor?
Well, since most of our missile flights will be carried out by average, not superior persons, it is vital that we carry out one more test. Let us find not the most strong, intelligent, and capable, but the least strong, intelligent, and capable.
Excellent.
Once we know how much such an inferior specimen can stand, then we'll know how much anyone can stand.
That is high-level thinking, Doctor.
I will put our entire organization to work at once to find such a specimen.
Gentlemen, our calculating machines have been working day and night sorting out candidates for Operation Moonshot.
Well, have you found our man?
Scientific technology has come up with exactly the man we're looking for. The least strong, least capable, least intelligent human we could possibly find.
You rang?
Dobie, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Dobie, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Dobie, goodbye.
Since I got into the Army a few months ago, I've been proud of many things. The way my platoon shaped up into a real tough fighting outfit, the way our muscles have hardened, the way we've learned to dish it out and to take it, and the stout-hearted way my friend Maynard G. Krebs behaved when he found out exactly what kind of an experiment he'd been chosen for.
Let me out of here. I ain't gonna go zooming into that wild blue out there yonder. Let me out of here.
Maynard, it's an honor that they chose you. Think of what you'll be doing for science.
Let science look out for himself. I ain't heading for the moon. I got enough trouble right here in dry land.
Private Krebs, you won't be zooming out anywhere. This is a ground experiment.
You'll simply be sealed off in a dummy space capsule to test your reaction.
All alone in one of them tin cans? Oh, no, I get like lonesome in crowded movies.
Maynard! Oh, you gotta watch him. He's kind of tricky.
At ease, Krebs. You won't be alone. There's another participant in this experiment. Corporal Kilroy.
Corporal Kilroy?
You two will be spending a lot of time together. I'd better introduce you. Corporal Kilroy, will you come here?
Man, you keep trying to get me to shave.
Private Gillis, Private Krebs, this is Corporal Kilroy.
Only 3 feet tall and a corporal. Must have relatives up in high places.
This experiment is the final dress rehearsal for Kilroy. For a year now, we've been preparing him to be the first chimp in outer space.
You're going to send that poor little two-legged cat out to space, Bill?
Don't worry, Kilroy. We'll bring you down safely.
Oh, I'm getting, scared. I want to get up there with him, too.
Maynard.
I warned you to be careful. That creature is the backbone of our experiment. And so is the chimp.
We're trying our best to calm them down, sir.
They're both frightened to death. Well, talk to them. Tell them they have nothing to fear. Use reason, common sense, logic.
Well, according to our survey, that might work on the chimp, sir, but I'm not so sure of Krebs.
Sir, may I talk to Private Krebs, please?
Oh, yes, go ahead, son. Do your patriotic bit to save Operation Moonshot.
Yes, sir. Maynard, it isn't often that a fella gets a chance like you're being offered to serve your country, to serve science, to make this a better world.
Couldn't I do all them things home in bed?
This is the kind of assignment a man should be proud to undertake. If you go through with it, you'll be a better man, and civilization will be better off because of your contribution.
Gee, Dob, I'm getting all misty.
There, Maynard.
There, Kilroy. If I can do it, you can do it.
Krebs and that chimp are going to present tremendous difficulties. Locked in that capsule for a month, there's no telling what they'll do.
What we need is somebody to control them.
Exactly.
Dr. Halsey, you...
Right. There's only one other man absolutely essential to the success of our space program.
Yes.
No! Couldn't we, trade this gig in for 8 years on KP, huh?
We can peel potatoes like nobody's business.
Quiet, Gillis, Krebs. Now, I order all of you to stop being afraid. This is only a dummy space capsule. It's never going to leave the ground.
The real one is over here. This is the one that's going up into space.
Now, you 3 pioneers are going to be sealed off in this capsule for the next 30 days. That's so we can observe your behavior under the cramped conditions, the endless monotony, and the terrible loneliness of space patrol.
You'll eat nothing but the concentrated food pellets in this glass jar.
Once that porthole closes, you'll be as completely cut off from the outside world as if you were actually racing towards the moon.
But couldn't we make it a short trip like to Cleveland?
From time to time, we'll observe your behavior through the porthole.
Any more questions before we close the porthole?
Yes, sir, Colonel. I have a question. Ain't I too puny and sickly and
all right,
delicate
then.
to make a load?
Good luck, man.
Welcome to Insecure Airlines.
Maynard.
Care for some chewing gum?
Look.
Coffee, tea, or milk, sir?
Maynard, take a nap.
Wake me when we pass Cleveland.
Maynard.
Well, gentlemen, I just flew in from Washington. Well, what's the men's condition after 8 days in the cabin?
One is sleeping.
Krebs?
Gillis. One is pacing anxiously, showing anxiety.
Krebs?
No, the chimp.
He's climbing up into the pipes.
The chimp?
No, Krebs.
Uh-huh. Strain is beginning to tell. He's starting to twirl a yo-yo.
Krebs?
The chimp.
Well, what kind of condition are they in?
We won't know until we give them a thorough physical examination at the end of the 15th day.
Now they're starting a regular afternoon card game.
Gillis and Krebs.
Gillis and the chimp. Krebs is still up in the pipes.
We might as well leave now. We'll never learn anything from their card games. They always turn out the same.
Let's quit. I don't want anybody to lose too much money. Gone, he does it every time.
It ain't fair. He uses his feet.
Yeah.
Hey, Dobe, I got an idea. Let's get some food. Food!
Maynard, please, save that for work.
Work!
You can't eat. You just had lunch.
Some lunch. 2 miserable little pills washed down by 2 more miserable little pills. Hey, Dobe, just this once, can't I have seconds?
Well, we're not supposed to. But I guess nobody's looking. So, okay. But this is the last time.
One to my fuzzy buddy. like gloom time, huh, Fuzzy Buddy? Me too. We're stashed away in this outer space tin can like a bunch of sardines. Sardines? Oh, nice, juicy, oily sardines with rye bread and butter and chocolate cookies and donuts. Oh, Maynard G. Krebs, you are a hungry dreamer. Oh, it's lawyers trying to bust out, Fuzzy Buddy. This is the Alcatraz of Spaceville. We're going to be stuck. Hey, you know what you're doing? You're like digging an escape hatch. That's what you're like doing. Oh. Ooh, and you know what's out there, Fuzzy Buddy? You know what's out there? Food. Food! Oh, like, wow. Oh, boy. And nah, I can't do it.
Man, will you hold it down? What are you doing?
Nothing, buddy, nothing. You just go right back to sleep, huh? La, 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 la. Shh, don't make him up. He's square and he don't like big cheating. And that's what we're doing, cheating. We're supposed to be helping our country on an experiment to the United States of America. And my conscience will let me do it anyhow. But my stomach's growling so loud I can't hear my conscience. Well, if I go, they'll shoot me for a deserter. Of course, if I stay, I'll be so skinny they won't have nothing to shoot. Oh, Maynard G. Krebs, what are you? A strong, patriotic, self-sacrificing, heroic coward who's going to help his country? Or a weak, cowardly, wishy-washy, hungry coward who's going to find himself a big, sizzling, succulent, savory steak to eat? And I just answered my own question. Come on, we'll go get something. You wait here till I get out first. Wait. Now, Fuzzy Buddy, which way to the mess hall? Here we go.
Maynard?
Yeah, good buddy?
Maynard, I must be dreaming, but what a dream. I smell roast chicken and potatoes swimming in butter and hot apple pie.
Man, you're sure dreaming up a slew of kicks. You better head back to Sleepsville. Hey, Doe, since we're stuck with them little white pills, and since we're all American-type heroes, we ought to like to use willpower and never give way to light temptation.
Maynard, where'd you get that roast chicken?
Hey, you're starting to talk real good. Well. Fancy meeting you here. Why'd you tell me he was here, you little think?
Nice going, Maynard. Now you ruined the whole experiment. You know, I'm going to have to tell the colonel about this.
Dope? You'd rat on me?
Maynard, how about science? How about space travel? How about the conquering of new worlds?
How about a slice of roast chicken we snuck up from the mess hall? Dope, you wouldn't squeal on me, would you?
It won't be squealing. It's my patriotic... I know, Maynard. I dragged you into this in the first place. I can't rat on you now.
You'll never regret it, good buddy, because what's it gonna hurt? I mean, who's ever gonna find out me and the chimp have been eaten?
Amazing. Krebs and the chimp have been in that cabin for 15 days, and each has gained 15 pounds. It's a miracle of medical science.
That's what they've been saying about me ever since I was born.
Colonel? Excuse me, sir. Colonel, I have a request.
Request denied.
But you haven't even heard it yet.
Something to do with getting out of the rest of the experiment, right?
Right.
So?
So?
Request denied.
All right, men, back in the cabin. All except you, Kilroy.
What are you going to do with my furry chum?
All right, Krebs, in you go. You've got 15 more days in that capsule.
Yes, sir.
All right, men, lock him up. Doctor, what about Kilroy here?
Colonel, the CHIMP is as ready as he's ever going to be. I see no reason to delay Operation Moonshot any longer.
All right, I'll put him in the other cabin right away. How soon do you expect to blast off?
Tomorrow morning.
Up to it, men.
Yes, sir. Well, Kilroy, you may be the first creature from Earth to land on the moon. Who knows what strange sights you may see there. All right, Kilroy, in you go. Good luck, Corporal.
wrong, Maynard?
No, nothing, Dobe.
What is it?
I sure miss Kilroy.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Now what?
I sure am hungry.
Yeah. All right, Maynard. Now what?
I sure miss Kilroy, and I sure am hungry.
I'm hungry, yeah. Well, why don't you go out and look for some food?
And for Kilroy? Good thinking. Oh, there you are, Fuzzy Buzzy. My car, little chump. I got like lonesome without you. Yeah. What's been going on, huh? What? Oh, yeah? You know, I like being with you. I mean, you make me feel like right at home. Like you were my family, like. Hey, maybe you are. Did you ever study evolution in school? Oh, no. Chimps don't go to school, do they? Yeah. Lucky dogs. Hey, that's funny what I said. Lucky dogs. 'Cause you ain't a dog, you're a monkey. No offense. Well, where was I? Oh, yeah, evolution. Well, in high school, which I got out of 6 weeks ago, which I got into 6 years ago. Anyhow, in high school, I learned all about evolution. Very interesting jazz. You see, men and monkeys all have the same ancestor. Darwin, I think he is. And he believed in the survival of the fattest. Fittest, yeah, fittest. Well, in evolution, I learned all about how the species developed. You know, like elephants and tigers and people and goony birds. You see, the lowest form of life is the one cell. And, of course, if you've ever been in jail, you know how low that is. Anyhow, about this evolution jazz. You and I are kind of like alike, only we're different, too. For instance, you got hair all over your body, and all I got is hair here in my chin. Of course, if I let my beard grow long enough, I'd have hair all over my body, too, but we'd still be different. I mean, I'm superior to you. No offense. I mean, let's take the things you can do and the things I can do. What can you do? Well, let's see, you can climb trees and peel a banana and turn somersaults and ride a bicycle, simple things like that. Now, me, on the other hand, well, come to think of it, I don't climb trees too good, and I do have a lot of trouble peeling bananas. I usually have to get Dobie to help me. And if you want to know the real truth, I ain't the greatest at turning somersaults. But I do know how to ride a bicycle. Well, it's not a bicycle exactly. It's more like a tricycle. I wonder why they keep telling me I'm superior to you. Well, it says so in the book, so it must be true. On this planet anyhow, and but where you're going, Fuzzy Buddy, things might be different. I mean, on the moon and Mars and all like that, maybe you'll be superior. I mean, if all them outer space cats got like 6 eyes and 8 legs and green and purple spots, like I saw in the movie The Monsters Devoured Cleveland, you gotta be superior. Boy, I hope you don't run into them cats with 6 eyes and 8 legs and green and purple spots. Man, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. I wonder how come we want to go up into space anyhow. I mean, all that money getting spent and all them scientific brains thinking and all them engineers engineering, all that work just to go up there and see cats with 6 eyes, 8 legs, and green and purple spots. I mean, what good does it do? If we took all that money and put it to work right here on Earth, we'd be a lot better off than flying around in space, I bet you. Gee, think of the good things we could do. Like curing the common cold and getting hi-fi sets for everybody in the whole world. Man, what a swinging planet we'd have. Ooh. Yeah. Everybody dancing and nobody sneezing. You can have it, Fuzzy Buddy. If there's one thing I am, it's glad that I ain't gonna go whooshing out into space. No, sir. Not me, Maynard G. Krebs. No, sir. Never, never, never.
All right, then. Seal it up. And tell the porthole. Doctor doesn't want the chimp to get nervous. Make sure the escape hatch is secure. Well, men, you are about to witness history. Inside that capsule is a little chimpanzee named Corporal Kilroy. But is he a mere chimpanzee? No. He's American vision, American know-how, America's promise to lead mankind into a brave new tomorrow. You know what that is? That's little Corporal Kilroy trying to get through to us. And do you know what he's trying to say?
Let me out! Let me out!
He's trying to say, stand by, Moon. Here I come. All right, Ben, there's work to be done. That capsule must be out to the launching pad immediately. We blast off at dawn. Exactly 3 hours.
Don't kiss me so much, girls. You'll have to stand in line. And your hot breath is melting the buttons on my astronaut uniform. Maynard? Maynard, I was dreaming again. Maynard? Maynard, you see all these beautiful girls. Maynard? 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 It's gone. Oh, that Maynard.
Stand by for Operation Moonshot. Prepare to blast off. We will now begin the countdown.
Countdown?
200, 199, 198, 197, 196, 195, 194, 193, 192, 191, 190, 189, 188, 187, 186.
Operator.
Hey, operator, get me the control tower at the missile basin. Hurry, please.
What number are you calling?
I don't know the number, but it's a control tower.
That number is Oceanside 6000.
Operator?
Please write the number down in case you need it again in the future.
Sure. Now, operator, if...
Post operator, may I help you, please?
Yeah, operator, give me Oceanside 6000.
Oceanside 6000?
Right, hurry, please.
Oceanside 6000 is out of your dining zone.
Operator, the tower's right across the street. Can't you connect me?
Are you authorized to make a call out of your dining zone?
Operator, please, a human life's at stake.
Gracious.
You'll help me?
Of course. I will connect you with the communications CO.
No, please listen carefully. I'm calling the control tower at the missile base. The number's Oceanside 6000. It's out of my dialing zone, and I'm probably not authorized to call out of my dialing zone. But if I don't make this call out of my dialing zone, my dearest buddy's going to blast off into another zone altogether. Now, you with me so far?
I will try to help you.
Yeah, bless you, ma'am, bless you.
You want Oceanside 6000?
Desperately.
May I have your name, please?
Dobie Gillis.
Your rank?
Private.
I am sorry, enlisted personnel are not permitted to call out of their dialing zone.
Yeah, but this is an emergency, a matter of life or death.
Oh, dear.
You understand?
Certainly. So I will tell you how you may apply for special permission to make the call.
How?
Write a letter to the Post Communications Officer.
A letter?
In quadruplicate. Send one copy to the Post Communications Officer, one copy to regimental headquarters, and one copy to...
54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49.
You got a special pass. Where do I get one?
From me.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Don't sir me, soldier. State the nature of your business.
I've got to stop the launching. My buddy's in that rocket.
State your friend's name, rank, and serial number.
Maynard G. Krebs. He's a private, and I don't know a serial number.
You say this Grubbs is aboard the rocket ship?
Not Grubbs, sir. Krebs. Maynard G.
There's no Maynard G. Grubbs on the passenger list.
Try Krebs.
Him neither.
He accidentally stowed away.
Now, there's a wild story.
You wouldn't think so if you knew Maynard G. Krebs.
You sure you ain't one of those foreign spies over here to louse up our space program?
Do I look like a foreign spy?
Well, I don't know. You don't get many foreign spies around here.
5.
You better come have a talk with the security officer. He'll be finishing this golf game any minute now.
Stop! No, stop! Don't do it! Stop!
Countdown's over.
I demand a recount.
Goodbye, Maynard, old buddy. Dearest pal and crony. Astronaut. Satellite rider. Moon visitor.
Thank you. You moon people are like real friendly and like real cool.
Dobie. Wants a gal who's creamy, Dobie. Wants a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
Just a few days ago, I was an unworried civilian. Today, I'm still a civilian, but I worry a good deal. And all because of this letter. And it started off so friendly, too. Greetings. Your enlistment in the United States Army has been processed, and from that point on, it gets too painful to read. But the way it changed my life, wow. I mean, everybody started treating me like I was marked fragile, handle with care. Even my dad. Dad, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing. I was just.
You just what?
I just, came in to tuck you in.
Tuck me in?
What's wrong with that? I mean, what's so strange about a father wanting to tuck his son in? Oh, I wish I had a buck for every time I tucked you in. I could retire and go to Acapulco and loll around on the sand with all those rich folks and not work my fingers to the bone trying to support a kid who doesn't appreciate it when his old man wants to tuck him in.
Okay, Dad, okay. Here. Tuck me in. There. Thanks, Dad. Thanks.
Anything else?
Do you want to burp me? No, just kidding, Dad. Just kidding.
Yes, my...
Good night, Dad. Good night.
Good night, boy.
Something you wanted, Dad?
No, I just...
Oh, well. Good night, Dad.
Good night.
Night.
Good night, boy. Anything you wanted?
What'd you have in mind, Dad?
Oh, well, I was just thinking that...
Okay, Dad, okay. Whatever it is, I want it.
Shove over. Gee, I've done this a lot of times, too. Lullaby and good night. Thy father's delight.
Yep, that's one way my father's been acting lately. like he had a soft spot in his heart, clear up to his head. But then all of a sudden, he'd start to act a different way. It was spooky. Take this morning at the crack of dawn.
Herbert T. Gillis, have you gone completely out of your mind? Don't you know that it's 5 o'clock in the morning?
Of course I know it's only 5 o'clock in the morning. That's the whole idea.
Dad, what was that terrible tune you were
That
playing?
was not a terrible tune. That was reveille, and you better get used to it, boy, because when you get in the Army, you're going to hear it every a.m. at 5 o'clock as long as you wear that glorious uniform.
5 o'clock every morning?
Right.
I'll flip.
You will not. No son of Herbert T. Gillis flips in the Army. Besides, this is just part of a hot plan I got to break in gradual to all these new GI things.
A hot plan? Well, it better not include me.
It does not, Winnie. Dismissed! Back to bed, dude.
Well, that's better.
Not you. Come here. Now, look, in a few days, you're going into the Army, right?
Right.
Why, until you leave, we're going to run this place like the best spit and polish outfit in the whole United States Army. We got to toughen you up, boy, toughen you up.
We do?
Sure, and you're going to love it. Up every morning at 5 o'clock, calisthenics, manual of arms, field rations, barracks inspection.
Barracks inspection?
Sure, that's where you're going to live. Oh, and you're going to be way out in front of all those new recruits. Why, when you get new recruits, hey, maybe we better get Maynard in on this. After all, he's going into the Army with you, and he might as well have the benefit of my experience, too. Yep. 2, 4, 2, 4, up, down, get your back in the oil. Gold bricks, you. Chin up, just out, sucking your gut. Down, up, get together, come on.
Poor boys, Herbert, don't be so rough on them.
Winnie, you are off limits. Keep going, don't stop. I got my eye on you, Winnie. I don't like to push our boy any more than you do, but somebody's got to do it or he'll get in the Army and fall apart at the seams.
Well,
Look, Winnie, when he gets in the Army and he goes through all this hard work, why, he'll wind up spending half his time in the hospital.
Oh, dear.
And if he can't do it, they'll accuse him of gold breaking and off to the guardhouse. Somebody's got to do it, Winnie. It's for his own good.
you're right, Herbert. If we're soft on him, we're only hurting him.
You're right, girl, right.
Keep going, boys. We're not going to baby you anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Follow my rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Follow my cadence. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What words do you think of when you hear names like General Patton or Captain Bligh? Toughness, discipline, hard as nails, right? Well, by normal standards, those fellas may have been pretty rough. But they were kindergarten teachers compared to former First Sergeant Herbert T. Gillis.
1, 2, 3, 4, detail, halt, at ease. It's indoctrination time. A little like hurt? Maynard, indoctrination is strictly mental.
It'll like hurt.
Now, pay attention, boys. The Army's no hayride, you know. A sound mind and a sound body. That's what you need.
Right. Now, I'm going to tell you a few things about the good old United States Army. In my book, there's nothing better could happen to a young man than the good old United States Army. Oh, well, do I remember when I was enlisted 20 years ago? What was I? A small man running a small grocery in a small town, and what am I today?
A small man running a small grocery in a small town?
Soldier. The Army taught me courage, self-determination. The Army taught me to be a man of character.
That's right, boys. In the Army, you learn how to take care of yourselves. Self-reliance, teamwork.
Not to mention probably a good trade or profession.
Right.
Like right.
So why are we afraid of the Army, Maynard?
How should I know, Dobe? You started this whole thing.
Thanks to the United States Army, I am a man of character. You asked me how the United States Army made me into a man of character?
Not me. Did you ask him, Dobe?
Not me.
Well, I'll tell you how the United States Army made me into a man of character, because the United States Army is a great teacher. You asked me what the United States Army teaches, I'll tell you what the United States Army teaches.
You ask him, Dobe?
Not me.
Must be an echo around here or something.
The United States Army teaches you to be a man with guts, a man of discipline, a man of determination, a man of self-reliance. Dobie! You're in basic training.
And your outfit is ordered to crawl a half-mile on their bellies with full packs.
A half mile?
On our bellies? 18 inches over your head is a murderous stream of machine gun fire.
Machine gun fire? From real machine guns?
Do you panic, men? No. Why? Because you've been trained, you've been indoctrinated, you've attended the lectures. So what do? You creep and you crawl, inch by inch and foot by foot, and suddenly, staring you right in the face, is a murderous strand of barbed wire.
Barbed wire?
Like barbed wire?
And there you are. If you raise your head 3 inches, he ain't got it. And 3 inches in front of you, that murderous barbed wire. So what do?
I desert.
I really have no right to be worried about Dobie going into the army. He's not going to be hurt, and they'll make an even better boy of him than he is. He'll be more reliable and self-disciplined and courteous.
So what are you carrying on about?
Because he's my baby.
Winnie, please. Cut that out. Oh, Winnie. Come on now. From here on in, we gotta be rough on Dobie. Unemotional. Casual.
Severe.
Rotten. Quiet. Now, Dobie's gonna have to keep his barracks spick and span, so I got him practicing on his room. I told him to strip it down, bare essentials, get rid of all that childish junk he's been collecting for years.
A sound idea.
That's right. Get him used to the lean, hard, Spartan life.
Hi. I think I got most of the junk, Dad.
Boy, and what a pile of junk. A busted ukulele, a Little League baseball cap, and what is this?
A petrified frog.
Oh, great. Just what the Army needs. A petrified frog in every footlocker.
The Army's no nursery school, you know. That's right, Buster. No more silly, sentimental nonsense.
Yeah, what do you want me to do with all this stuff, Dad?
Burn it. Look at this. An old Parcheesi gate.
Burn it.
An old bird's nest.
Burn it.
An old torn heart.
Burn it. Yeah, Oh, no, you don't.
Zelda.
Nobody burns this priceless memento while there's breath in my tiny body. Dobie, how could you forget?
Forget what?
Miss Blankenhorn's Friday afternoon dancing class. Don't you remember the Valentine's Day dance? Miss Blankenhorn took a bunch of paper valentines and cut them in half with the edges all kind of jagged. And she gave half to the boys and half to the girls. And each boy had to find the girl whose valentine matched his half. And look.
Zelda, this all seems kind of silly.
See? Dobie's matched mine and mine matched his, and I knew it was fate. I knew Dobie and I were meant for each other.
Zelda!
I've been saving my half since I'm 10 years old. Please, Mr. Gillis, don't make Dobie throw his away.
All right. Keep the torn heart, but the rest of this junk has got to go to the incinerator, boy.
Yeah.
Hold it, good buddy. You can't burn this. This was the first drum I ever beat. A drum. That's what they used to call a bongo in the olden days. It used to be your drum, good buddy, remember?
Yeah, I remember, Maynard.
Yeah, the first time I ever saw you, you were sitting in the park beating this drum. We were little tiny kids, about 1 year old.
About 10, Maynard.
Yeah, like that. Anyhow, you were beating that drum, and man, were you lousy. No offense.
No offense, no.
So I said to myself, Maynard G. Krebs, you gotta get that drum away from that offbeat cat who's running the bongos into the ground. Or your name ain't Maynard G. Krebs.
Excuse me, Maynard. I know this is a little off the subject, but that G in Maynard G. Krebs, I still don't know what it stands for.
Walter.
Oh.
So I said to myself, Maynard G. Krebs, you gotta get that drum away from that cat. So I tried to take it away from him.
Yeah, and I socked you in the jaw.
Yeah, and it hurt. I don't think I had no beard then.
No. So you tried to swap me something for the drum.
I tried to swap you everything. My bowl of tinfoil it took half my life to collect, my pet turtle, my slippery willow whistle, my appendix in a glass jar.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trade.
You know, you were a hard man to do business with. Till I finally came up with something you really wanted, then we swapped and I got the drum.
Well, if you swapped Dobie for the drum, how come he wound up with it?
My mother made me trade it back.
Well, what did you trade for it in the first place?
My little brother Harold.
Sometimes I think you have an impediment in your head.
Gee, thanks, Mr. G. So you see how important this drum is to me. This is where I first learned the beat. Don't make Dobie burn it. Please, Mr. G.
All right. You keep the drum, you keep the torn heart, but the rest of this stuff has got to go. Is that clearly understood? No exceptions. All right, boy. To the incinerator on the double. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Detail. Oh, to the rear heart.
You were going to burn these?
But, Dad, you said to take all this stuff to the
But I
incinerator.
did not say you should burn a man's cherished memories.
Cherished memories? This beat-up old pair of shoes?
For your information, Private Gillis, this beat-up old pair of shoes
Happens to be the first pair of shoes you ever had.
I am not going to have them burned. I am going to have them bronzed.
Bronzed? Is that like French dipped?
Bronzed, Maynard. Bronze is a kind of metal you cover the shoes with.
Metal shoes? I don't know, Dope. Shoes ought to be made out of something like bendy, you know, something like...
Like leather?
Like each to his own taste. I kind of lean toward canvas.
Maynard,
You do not have shoes bronze so somebody can wear them. You have them bronze so you can keep them forever as a cherished memory. Oh, how well I remember the night I brought these home. It's a little over 18 years ago. I remember the night Doe was born, and I was in the Army then myself, the big war, you know, and I was home on my first furlough. Gillis Grocery Store, Herbert T. Gillis. Oh, hello, Ed. Yeah, no, I got a weekend furlough. Yeah, you know, Winnie and little strangers on his way. No, I hitchhiked in. I'm going to hitchhike back. Yeah, I've been saving up on those coupons, you know. I want to have enough gas for that big mad trip. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll call you the next time I'm in, Ed. Yeah, say hello to the guys down at the shipyard for me, huh? Okay, so long. Oh, there you are. I was just going to bring this up to you. It's a little present I got you. It's a bed jacket for in the hospital.
Oh, Herbie, it's lovely. Oh, I'm certainly going to be one of the 10 best-dressed women in that maternity ward.
Yeah, and your old lady yapping you should have married Sheldon Klug, the plumber. Hey, wait, I got something else in here, too. Oh, here's something. I'm going to put you to work. You're going to have to sew this on my uniform.
Herbie, they've made you a colonel.
Oh, wait, a colonel. It's one stripe. It means I'm a private first class.
Oh, you're first class, all right. I'm glad the Army appreciates that.
Yeah, and I got something else in here, too. A little present for Dobie.
Oh, Herbie, dear, I do hope you've been sensible and gotten something that both girls and boys can use, because after all, we don't know what Dobie's going to be.
What do you mean we don't know? It's gotta be a boy. Who ever heard of a girl named Dobie? Here it is, kid. His first pair of shoes. Oh, what are you laughing at? What's so funny?
Well, it's just...
Well, come on, what's the joke? And what's the matter? You begrudge your own kid a pair of shoes? You want him to go through life known as shoeless Dobie Gillis?
No, dear, it's just that babies don't need shoes, not for months. I mean, some babies don't even walk until they're a year old.
Not this baby, kid. Why, little Dobie's going to be running all over the place in 2 weeks. Just think, Winnie, the little feet that go in these shoes can take our boy any place he wants to go. Right up the ladder of success, all the way to the top.
Herbert, I feel kind of funny. Will you get me to the hospital, please?
Now?
Yes, Herbert.
The hospital? Now?
Yes, Herbert.
How do you know?
Dear, I just know. Now, come on.
Are you sure?
Yes, dear, I'm sure.
How can you be sure?
Well, I have an instinct for these things.
I guess I just have to take your word for it. Now? Now? Well, what are you standing there for? Come on. Oh, wait, you better go with me. Come on, now, take it easy. Don't trip over anything. Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. Almost forgot something. I gotta take these so Dobie can walk home from the hospital.
Dad?
Herbert? Mr. Gillis?
Oh, let me alone. Can't a man look at a pair of baby shoes without everybody yapping at him?
Yeah, those are my folks, and they really love me. Oh, sure. Sometimes they're a little unreasonable, and they yell at me, and they don't let me have the car when I want it, like that, but... If they really love me, why do they treat me like that? Ah, of course they love me. And love is the greatest thing in the world. Ask anybody.
You're wrong, Dobe. The greatest thing in the world is jazz.
No, Maynard, the greatest thing in the world is love.
Sure, Dobe, like when you love jazz.
Yeah, that doesn't compare with loving people.
People? Like mothers?
Right, Maynard.
Like fathers?
Right.
Like aunts and uncles?
Right, and like girls, too.
Like Dobe.
Maynard. Maynard, someday you'll learn that loving a girl's the best kind of love there is. It gives you a wonderful feeling, like something running around inside your chest, like some happy little furry animal.
Like chipmunks?
Yeah, like chipmunks.
Like squirrels?
Well, yeah, like squirrels.
Like beavers?
Maynard, beavers are a little big to be running around inside your chest.
It all depends on the size of your chest, don't it?
Well, yeah, you look
I
at
bet
it.
even with a little tiny chest like yours, you could get a couple beavers in there if there was all kind of squinched up.
Squinched up?
Maybe 3.
Yeah, look.
But take bears. You never get a bear in there.
Maynard, enough.
Hey, buddy, go on.
Now, you get this wonderful feeling, see?
Ooh, man, or a tiger. Man, you'd be in big trouble with a tiger in there. All that clawing and scratching and swinging that big stripy tail. Oh, man, I never want a tiger inside.
Hi, Zelda.
Never mind the small talk. I'm here for a reason.
Oh?
I know you're worried about going into the Army.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. New world, new life, new problems. Of course you're worried.
Well, maybe just a little.
Right. That's why I'm here. I'm going to give you some comfort, a rock you can cling to in the troubled days ahead.
Like what?
Like me.
Zelda!
Dobie, while you're in the Army, I want you to be absolutely, positively confident of one thing. I'll be waiting for you.
Figures.
Through thick and thin, through storm and strife, through fair weather and foul, I'll be waiting.
Zelda, no offense, but who asked you?
Dobie, you mean after all these years you're still fighting me?
Zelda, let me put this as kindly as possible. I've always said you're a fine girl and a true friend, and you've got a big heart and a big brain and a lot of perseverance.
Right.
And
Brains, heart, guts, decency, loyalty, sweetness. That's me, true?
True, but yes.
But you're looking for some pretty empty-headed little piece of fluff with a heart like a stone and a brain like a raisin.
I wouldn't put it that way.
Well, I would, and I'm right. When are you going to get wise, you poor dear fool? Now, let's say you find this gorgeous girl. What's the future going to be like? Don't you know that
Zelda.
beauty disappears, skin wrinkles, teeth crumble, hair falls out? What do you end up with? A hag with no brains in her shrunken head and no love in her withered heart.
Zelda.
Take the long view,
Look.
Poopsie. Take me. What's my future like? Just this. I'm going to get braver and better and smarter and sweeter. The only thing I'm not going to get is homelier. Now, how can you lose?
Zelda,
No,
look.
don't give me an answer now because you're just too dumb. Maybe time will bring a little intelligence to that tiny brain pan. A slim possibility, but we live in hope. Anyhow, Poopsie, I'll be waiting.
Zelda!
I'll be waiting.
Yep, my family and friends. They're a hard bunch of people, all right. They're about as tough as a bowl of mush. And I love them for it. But I've got to admit one thing. When the day finally came for me to go off to the Army, they stuck to their guns. No tears, no demonstrations, no sloppy sentiment.
He's coming down now to say goodbye, so don't forget, unemotional,
Tough, unconcerned.
casual.
Well?
This is it.
Yes, this is it. That's what it is. It.
I'll write you off, and
If you happen to think of it, okay.
Don't put yourself out. You got nothing better to do.
I don't want you to worry about me.
Worry.
That's a laugh. Hardy har har.
And a heart.
Well,
You better hurry up, boy. You're going to miss your bus.
That's right. The Army's got no patience for soldiers who show up late. The Army's no country club, you know.
yeah. Well, Dad,
What?
don't you want to shake hands?
If you want.
Mom,
So long, kid.
Zelda?
On your horse, boy. Time's a-wasting. Dobie, his country's waiting and he's wrinkling. Go already.
Yeah, I guess I better. Well, so long.
Bye.
So long.
So long.
Well, you came through with flying colors, ladies. Unemotional.
Tough. Unconcerned.
Casual.
excuse me. I don't want to disturb.
What can I do for you?
Well, I did want a can of sardines.
Large or small?
What's the difference in price?
Well, the small is 28 cents.
And the large?
46.
Well, take the small.
Anything else?
Half a pound of Swiss cheese.
With or without?
What's the difference in price?
Without is 48 cents.
And with?
My son.
All set, Maynard?
All set, good buddy.
Gee, it gives you kind of a funny feeling, doesn't it? I mean, leaving all the old familiar things behind.
Yeah, it makes me like all misty, so I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it?
Right. Remember what your father said about having your baby shoes turn into bronze so we always can have them around?
Yeah.
Well, it gave me an idea, though.
An idea?
Yeah, watch. See? Good thinking, huh?
Good thinking, Maynard. Uh-huh.
Dobie, how come nobody else ever tells me how smart I am?
Jealousy, Maynard. Pure jealousy. All set?
Yeah.
Well, we're off.
Over hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail. Dobie, wants a gal who's creamy. Dobie, wants a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamer at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
All right, take 5. Krebs, you're still wearing that beard, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yes, right where I left it, on the end of my chin.
I told you get rid of it.
The chin?
The beard.
Don't you tell him, like, please?
Sergeant, the recruiting officer back home told Maynard he could keep the beard as long as it doesn't interfere with his duties.
And I ain't never stepped on it, nor single enemy with it.
Well, if you ask me, Krebs, you're getting away with murder.
I didn't ask him. Did you ask him, Joe?
Not me, no.
Krebs, I got my eye on you. Now, the second that this brush gets in your way...
Like...
Everything under control, Sergeant? We don't want any accidents with these new men.
No chance of that, sir. Checked into everything. The situation's completely under control. All right, what's going on here?
What's the matter with this man?
Nothing, sir. He just got his beard caught in the bolt mechanism.
Sergeant, see that he gets rid of that beat-up monstrosity. It's dangerous, unsightly, and a menace to health and safety.
Yeah, I don't think much of it either. Here.
The beard, not the weapon. Krebs, now I got you. The next time I see this beard, I want it to be stark, staring, gloriously naked. Is that clear? Gillis, I'm detailing you to make sure Krebs gets shaved right now on a double move.
I won't do it. I'll run away. I'll go under the hill.
Maynard, that's over the hill and quiet. You're getting shaved.
I won't shave.
Dobie, Dobie,
In the short time I've been in the Army, I've learned a snootful about the duties and obligations of the American soldier. He must be energetic, he must be resourceful, he must be devoted to duty. But above all, he must be brave, manly, fearless, and bold.
I've been a little tiny baby. I want to keep it.
You can keep it, Maynard. You can put it in a little bag and keep it under your pillow.
Oh, no.
Maynard!
Oh, no.
Maynard, come back here.
I ain't gonna say it.
Maynard, you gotta shave.
No, Dope, I'm scared. I don't even know if I got a chin under here.
Maynard.
Oh, man, I might be like all Adams apple.
Maynard,
the chest
you
up.
gotta shave.
Oh, Dope, my family never went in for chins. Man, you should have seen the beard of my grandmother.
Hold your breath, soldier. This is it.
Oh, at least blindfold me before you shave, before I please, Dope.
To get you like shaved before the Army finds you home away from home in the guardhouse.
I gotta shave, huh, Dope?
You gotta shave, yes, Maynard. Look, you're in the Army now. You've gotta knuckle under. You've gotta be one of the boys.
With this beard, it's a cinch I ain't one of the girls.
Look, Maynard, you're only...
Gillis! Babs! Where are you, you miserable clowns? I'm gonna kill you! Gillis! Gillis! I'm gonna kill you!
Men, will you be seated, please?
Yes, sir. Hey, Dobe, this is the Army. If you keep standing there with your mouth open, they'll come along and yank a couple of teeth. Dobe.
You rang?
Your friend would like you to sit down, soldier, and so would I.
Forgive me, my angel in khaki. Sir.
Next, we will take up the subject of the rights and privileges of the soldier.
How I'd love to hold that soft velvet hand in mine.
That's going to be kind of tough between salutes.
Yeah, I almost forgot. She's an officer and I'm an enlisted man. She's not allowed to have anything to do with me. What a rotten break.
Cheer up, Dobe. A lot of people won't have nothing to do with me, and they ain't even officers.
I mean, I could raise myself to her level. I could go to officers' candidate school. I could become a lieutenant.
I could be a giant if I was 4 feet tall.
Sure, why couldn't I be an officer? All it takes is hard work and perseverance and the ability to learn lots of things real fast. And I just answered my own question.
Now, which of you men is going to discuss the rights and privileges of the American soldier? And what about you, soldier?
Like me, sir?
Yeah. He's Private Krebs. I'm Private Gillis. Private Dobie Gillis. Lieutenant, I'd be more than happy.
At ease, Private Gillis.
Yes, sir.
Let us proceed, Private Krebs. The rights and privileges of the American soldier.
The rights and privileges of the American soldier by Private Maynard G. Krebs. You know something, Lieutenant Ma'am, sir?
What?
We ain't got none.
Of course we have. In civilian life, I was a practicing attorney, and I can tell you that an American soldier is above all a citizen of the United States. He's entitled to such rights as religious tolerance, the right to vote, the right to military justice, including the right to demand a court-martial.
Court-martial? That's like a right?
It certainly is.
Oh, no, sir. Court-martial, they like lock you up in the guardhouse and all you get is old moldy bread and water with little green bugs in it.
You got it all wrong, Private Krebs.
What if a hypothetical recruiting officer told a hypothetical soldier that he could keep his beard, but a hypothetical sergeant told him how to shave it off? Could he like demand a hypothetical court-martial instead?
Maynard, you're talking yourself straight into solitary confinement.
You state an interesting example, Private Krebs. Certainly the soldier could take it all the way up to a court-martial.
Like a hot.
As a matter of fact, there was a very similar case right here on the post last year. One of the soldiers refused his GI haircut.
Like a hot.
Quit before they get here with the handcuffs.
He took a court-martial and was defended by an enlisted man in his own platoon.
And he like won, huh?
What a trial it was.
And he like won, huh?
It was a magnificent display of democracy in action.
And he like won, huh?
Well, no, he lost. But it was a fascinating court-martial.
He like lost, huh? He spent the rest of his life in the guardhouse eating old moldy bread and water.
Well, that's not the way it turned out at all. The soldier was given a very light sentence, and the enlisted man who handled his case was sent to officers' candidate school.
He like lost, huh? Well, farewell, old chum.
Lieutenant, did you say that the fellow who defended this other soldier was sent to officers' candidate school?
Right. He handled the case so beautifully, they felt he was officer material.
He like lost.
And now he's an officer and he can date other officers, like, for instance, you, Lieutenant?
And he like lost, huh?
Oh, well, that's all for today, men. Report back to your barracks. Class dismissed.
Officers Candidate School, Lieutenant Gillis. Lieutenant Portia Potter, I am Lieutenant Dobie Gillis, your equal. You and I will make such beautiful
Good buddy.
music.
You were right all along about my beard. I'm gonna find a razor and naked Chinsville.
Shave off your beard?
Yeah, I'm getting tired of people coming up and trying to buy cough drops off me anyhow.
Maynard, that's not a beard, it's a sacred principle.
Well, I'm going to lather up and goodbye, sacred principle.
Maynard, you will touch that beard over my dead body. Show me one place in the Constitution where it says an American citizen cannot have a beard.
Like wait here, I'll go home and read the Constitution.
You know what that beard is? It's constitutional, that's what it is.
Good buddy, you're all brain. I mean, you're up there with Socrates, Pluto, and Mort Saul.
Thank you, Maynard, but you haven't seen anything yet. Just wait till the court-martial.
Court-martial?
Uh-huh.
Good
Yeah.
buddy, if a naked chin cat walks up to you and says like hello, it'll be like me.
Look, sit down. You've got to trust me. We'll win this case.
Like we'll?
Right, the two of us together.
Oh, dope, good buddy, you're all heart. I mean, locking yourself up in that old, damp, dark, scary old cell with your old buddy.
No, Maynard, you don't understand. I'm not exactly going to the guardhouse with you.
Oh, you're going to bake me a cake with a file in it?
No, I'm defending you in the court-martial.
No offense, but I'd rather have a cake with a file in it.
Oh, there you are, Krebs.
Yeah, where?
Didn't I order you to shave off that beard?
Well, if anything happens,
Private Krebs refuses to shave.
Oh, you refuse,
It's
huh?
constitutional rights.
Look here, Krebs, I know how it is when a soldier's new in the army, and he's homesick and he's scared,
Oh,
but that...
don't try to crawl out of it, Sergeant. He's going to fight this thing right up to the White House.
Krebs, all right, don't move. I'll be right back.
Don't worry. He'll be right here. Don't worry about that.
Ooh, he looks mad, Dob. I wonder where he's going.
To get advice, probably. Didn't you see the look on his face when I mentioned the Constitution? Ah, Maynard, you've got him right where you want him.
Stone walls are not a prison, mate. Nor iron bars a cage.
Maynard, enough! Maynard, stop worrying. You've got the Army scared to death.
And like vice versa. I can get 6 months in the guardhouse. 6 months is longer than a year. I'll be wearing a striped suit and a ball and a chain and breaking rocks and doing all kinds of prisoner-type work. Work! Stone walls are not a prison, mate. Nor iron bars a cage.
Maynard, enough! I'll handle this. All you've got to do is show him you know your rights. You've got absolutely nothing to be scared of.
At ease. All right, where is he? Where is that prisoner?
That's the man, Colonel.
Yeah, that's
Private
the man
Krebs.
right there, sir. Private Krebs.
Great Scott, Sergeant, you had no right to mistreat this prisoner.
Yeah, no, sir. Maynard always looks like that.
Sergeant, make a note. Keep that man out of sight whenever we start a new recruiting program. Yes. Out of business. Soldier, I hear you refuse to shave off that beard.
Who said
He's
so?
the
Who
man,
said
sir. He's the man.
Now look here, Dribs.
Colonelship, it's Krebs. Private Maynard.
Maynard, I'll answer the question.
And who in blazes are you?
Private Gillis, sir, in charge of this case.
What?
New regulations, sir. Enlisted men may serve as counsel for the accused.
Now, Sergeant, let me see a list of the charges against this prisoner. Disgraceful. Direct disobedience.
That's right.
Do you realize you could get 6 months in the guardhouse for this?
Calculated risk, sir.
Yes, sir. I mean, on bread and water. Moldy old bread and water with little green
Maynard.
bugs in it. And
Maynard.
stone walls are not a
Maynard, cease and desist.
Krebs, I should prosecute you to the limit. But I may go easy on you. Just looking at you, I can tell that you're a rather, shall we say, unusual type of soldier.
It's American know-how, sir.
Yes. Krebs, a legal officer from the Judge Advocate General's office, is coming here on his regular tour of inspection next week. Now, I don't want him to think that we on this post don't temper justice with mercy, especially in regard to new and,
Unusual?
soldiers like you.
Well, I go with all the Yankee ingenuity, sir.
So I tell you what I'm going to do. You shave off that beard, and I'll tear up these charges,
I'll
and...
be in Scotland before you. Oh, boy, no moldy old bread, no water, little green bugs in it like wow, wow! Ooh.
That's straight thinking, soldier. Sergeant, release the prisoner.
Oh, now, just a minute. Just a darn minute. Don't let him out.
What?
Like what? I'm sorry, Colonel, but Private Krebs cannot accept your offer.
He can't.
I can't.
He stands on principle.
He does.
I does.
Principle? What principle?
Principle? What principle?
The principle that the order to shave off his beard is unconstitutional.
I does.
In fact, he may be able to prove that the whole United States Army is unconstitutional.
Oh, I get it. A couple of guardhouse lawyers. Well, I think I know what to do with a thing like this. Soldier, you're inciting to riot, spreading false rumors, gross insubordination, mutiny. Now, what's that one they threw at Benedict Arnold?
Overtime parking?
Oh, yes. Treason.
Oh, no. I mean, like, have mercy, like, please. Oh,
Keep
please.
smiling, troublemaker. You may get out of the guardhouse by the end of the month, but I can't guarantee which year.
Don't be discouraged, Maynard. It looked bad for Captain Dreyfus of the French Army, too.
But he got off?
You bet. And all he served was 9 years on Devil's Island. chin from my father, and my nose and forehead from my mother. The one thing that I developed all by myself was my big, fat mouth. But I still had one hope. Lieutenant Portia Potter of the Military Justice Department. I hoped against hope that she'd come up with an idea. And she did.
Plead insanity.
It's a long shot, but Maynard might be just the one to pull it off.
Not Maynard, you. How on earth did you ever get him into such a mess?
Gosh, Lieutenant, you told us soldiers have rights.
I know. It's my fault, too. Oh, doggone it. If only that officer from the Judge Advocate General's office weren't coming.
From the head legal office of the Army?
Right. He'll be here for the court-martial.
Hey, if I make a real smart defense of Maynard's beard, maybe he'll commission me right there on the spot, and I won't even have to go to OCS. We can start dating right away.
Gillis, is that why you took on Maynard's case, so you could become an officer and take me out?
Well, yes and no.
Meaning what?
Meaning yes, I would like to be an officer and take you out, and meaning no. Somehow, suddenly, it's gotten to be something much more important than just taking you out.
Oh, well, thanks a lot.
All of a sudden, I've come to realize that there's a principle involved here. A big principle. You said it yourself, Lieutenant. Soldiers have rights just like any other citizen. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And for Maynard, happiness is a bunch of whiskers on the end of his chin. Well, Lieutenant, maybe I haven't got a chance of winning this thing, but I've got to fight just the same.
Gillis, you're kind of a nut, but you're absolutely right.
Gee, I hope so. I keep thinking of my poor buddy Maynard locked up in the guardhouse while I walk around free as a bird. Tomorrow I'll be home on a weekend pass, and Maynard, where will he be? Behind bars.
So, what's the worst that can happen to him?
Oh, he spends 3 months on KP, garbage detail, scrubbing the barracks like that.
And how does Maynard spend his time when he is not being punished?
On KP, garbage
detail, scrubbing the barracks. See, it's all the same thing. You can't possibly hurt him, boy.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Dad, but I'm going to conduct his defense at the court-martial, and I'm afraid I'll do the wrong things.
What wrong things? All you got to do is exactly like I tell you. I know everything there is to know about courts-martial.
Yeah.
After all, I was a first sergeant, you know, with
Dad,
the good conduct medal, and you don't get one of them things without you keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Yes, sir.
Now, the first thing you got to keep in your head is that every time the other side says something, you jump up and yell, "I object!"
I object.
Right. Oh, of course, not all the time. For a change of pace, sometimes you jump up and you yell, "Irrelevant, immaterial, and inconsequential."
Well, what does that mean?
Who knows? They always say it just before the commercial on Perry Mason. And he ain't lost a case yet.
Maynard isn't just an ordinary prisoner.
True. With him, I think maybe you better use the sympathetic approach. You know, big, gooey globs of sympathy. Your Honor, you can't send this boy to prison. You ask me why? I'll tell you why. Because he is not a criminal. He is the innocent victim of circumstances. You can't send him away.
I don't know, Dad. Those Army officers are pretty strong-minded fellas.
Oh, pish-posh. And remember one thing. Always keep a good grip on your suspenders.
Well, we don't wear suspenders.
I'll loan you a pair. It's psychology, son, psychology. A lawyer who's got a good grip on his suspenders has got a good grip on the case he's handling, see?
I don't know if it'll work, Dad.
What do you mean you don't know if it'll work? It worked for Lionel Barrymore. It'll work for you.
You're better. I wouldn't want to hurt Maynard.
Oh, don't worry, boy. You got everything going for you. The Gillis brain, the Gillis personality, the Gillis gift of gab, and best of all, Herbert T. Gillis in person.
You, Dad?
Oh, you bet, boy. I'm coming up to that camp and watch my silver tongue, boy, save this poor, miserable, broken-down yard bird.
Exhibit A for the prosecution. The beard of the defendant, Private Maynard G. Krebs. That beard is the cornerstone, in fact, the repulsive cornerstone, on which this case is built. I like object.
You can't object. You're on trial.
I like object to that, too.
Order! And sit down. Proceed, Lieutenant.
The prosecution will show, beyond all doubt, that this beard is aesthetically indefensible, militarily unfeasible, and architecturally unsound. In addition, we shall prove that the order to shave this beard was based on military necessity and does not violate constitutional right.
Yeah, I object.
Overruled. Sit down, Private Gillis. Private Krebs, take the witness stand.
Did you or did you not, on the morning of April the 18th, enmesh, entangle, and otherwise ensnarl, Exhibit A, in the breech mechanism of your rifle, Exhibit B.
Would you mind repeating the question and leaving out the part where you pull my beard?
Answer the question, Krebs. Did you catch your beard in the breech mechanism?
What's a breech mechanism?
Sir, I suggest that a soldier who doesn't even know what a breech mechanism is would tangle his beard in his rifle 2 times out of 3. A clear-cut danger to life and limb. Step down. I call Sergeant Wincoop to the stand. You are the defendant, Sergeant?
I am.
And did you order Private Krebs to shave, scrape off, or otherwise remove this beard from his face?
I did.
Describe in your own words what happened.
He didn't.
Did you warn him of the possible results of such an attitude?
I did.
Then what did he say about shaving off the beard?
He wouldn't.
Would you tell the court what language you used to him when he disobeyed you?
I dasn't.
Sir, the prosecution rests.
Private Gillis, is the defense ready?
Yes, sir, we are.
Proceed.
Your Honor.
Hey, don't let him shoot me before lunch. I was too scared to eat breakfast.
Cut that out. Did you practice with that rifle I smuggled into the guardhouse?
Like all night.
Yeah, how many times did you tangle your beard in it?
Like not once.
Great, you're practically a free man.
Oh, boy, I'll see you like later.
Your Honor, gentlemen of the tribunal, learned counsel. Don't send this boy to prison. Why, you ask? Why? I'll tell you why. Because I shall prove that the order to shave off his beard was not a military necessity.
Objection! The witness admits he caught his beard in the breech mechanism.
Ah, yes. But I shall prove that it was a 1 chance in a million accident. That it would never and will never happen again. Private Krebs, prepare to simulate fire. Now, gentlemen, you will observe how efficiently and safely Private Krebs handles his rifle. As he prepares... The defense requests a recess. Klein.
Your Honor, it is obvious that the actions of the defendant have made my closing argument unnecessary. Furthermore, his disobedience to a direct order calls for the full penalty allowed by law. The prosecution rests.
Private Gillis, is the defense prepared to offer its closing arguments?
We are, Your Honor. Gentlemen of the tribunal, learned counsel, may it please the court, my final plea is not for Maynard G. Krebs. No, because Maynard G. Krebs is not on trial here today.
No offense, though, but I am.
Maynard, quiet. Maynard. No, gentlemen. One little soldier, innocent or guilty, it is nothing. But one beard vindicated everything. That's right. That's what's on trial today. The beard of Maynard G. Krebs. And the beards of all freedom-loving men from time immemorial. Yes, gentlemen, a sky full of bearded warriors looks down on this court. If you convict Maynard G. Krebs, you are also convicting such men as General Robert E. Lee, General Ulysses S. Grant, General Stonewall Jackson, General William Tecumseh Sherman. These men were free, untrammeled spirits. What mattered was their fighting hearts, not what grew on their chins. If they chose to express themselves by wearing beards, who are we to say they had no such right? Shall I speak now of more great bearded men? Very well. Private Krebs, show us the next picture. The picture's of such a man. Ow, ow, ow! Maynard! Ow, 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 ow! Dobie's got me, Dobe. Oh, no. Here we go again. Maynard!
Order! Order in the court. gentlemen, are we ready to cast our ballots?
In light of the evidence, I don't think we'll have much trouble reaching a verdict.
Decision is unanimous. I feel sorry for poor Krebs. He's a pathetic case. We have no choice.
Sir, I've just been informed that the officer from the Judge Advocate General's office has arrived on the post.
Splendid. He's just in time to see justice done. Order. Order in the court. The defendant will rise on the charge of direct disobedience. Specification that Private Maynard G. Krebs did willfully grow and refuse to shave off his beard.
Sir, Colonel Overholt from the Judge Advocate General's office.
The proceedings of the court, gentlemen. Please continue.
That Private Maynard G. Krebs did willfully grow and refuse to shave off his beard, which is considered unsoldierly, unsightly, and unsanitary. The verdict is... not guilty.
Absolutely no offers to go to officers' candidate school. But I did get a wonderful, sweet message from Portia, Lieutenant Potter. She invited me to drop over to her house next weekend to meet her fiancé. He's a civilian. Well, anyhow, Dad had a good time.
Oh, Dobe, I was proud of you today. A real Lionel man, all right? And you too, Maynard. Maynard, you really put the brass in their place.
Thank you.
Can you imagine the guys thinking a puny little beard like this could get away with a laugh? Oh, Maynard, what are you doing?
Dobie, once a gal who's creamy, Dobie, once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde, is she tall, is she dark, is she small, is she any kind of dreamer at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
শাড়ি শাড়ি কেন?
আমি কি তোরে কিছু দিতে পারি না?
এমনি করে টাকা খরচ করলে টাকা জমাইবা কেমনে?
দূর, একটা শাড়ির আর কতই দাম।
শাড়িটা কিন্তু সুন্দর আছে।
আচ্ছা, একটু পরে দেখা না।
আরেকদিন পরবো।
কি কস? পর না, তোরা অনেকদিন শাড়িতে দেখি না। রাবেয়া, রাবেয়া,
খুলতেছি।
ঘুমাইছো?
অনেকক্ষণ আগেই ঘুমাইছে।
বাজার
মা, এত বাজার কেন আনছো?
না, এত বাজার কই? ঘরে একটা নতুন মানুষ আসতেছে না, ওর জন্য খাওয়ান দরকার আছে না।
রাক্ষসের মতো খাইবো তো সবাই, এত বাজার করে লইছো।
আরে না, রাক্ষসের কিছু নাই। যাও, বাজারটা রাখ। আমি চিন্তা করছি কি, ধার কর্জ করে হইলেও টাকা পয়সা জমা একটা সেকেন্ড হ্যান্ড মোটরসাইকেল কিনবো।
মোটরসাইকেল কেন?
আরে ভাড়ায় গাড়ি চালা খুব একটা লাভ হয় না, এদিকে তেলের দাম বাড়তি, তারপরে যে চাকরিটা করি সেখানে তো টাকা পয়সা খুব বেশি দেয় না। ঘরে একটা নতুন মানুষ এসেছে, আমি যদি এই চাকরিটা ছাইরা যদি বাইক রাইড সারাদিন করি তখন কিছু টাকা আসবো, ভালো হইব না?
দেখো, যত যাই কও, চাকরির কিন্তু একটা নিশ্চিত ইনকাম আছে, সেটা কমই হোক। চাকরিটা ছেড়ে দেয় কি ঠিক হইব?
তাও ঠিক, কিন্তু এই যে ঘরে একটা নতুন মানুষ এসেছে, একটু নতুন করে চিন্তা করতে হবে না? টাকা পয়সা লাগবে তো।
জানি না, সেটা করো ভাইবে চিন্তা কইরো।
আচ্ছা তুমি অত চিন্তা করো না, এটা তো এখনই কিনতেছি না, টাকা জমাতে তো একটা সময় লাগবে, তাও ধরো 6-7 মাস তো লাগবেই। তারপরে রফিকরে কইছি যে যখন মোটরসাইকেল কিনবো তখন কিছু টাকা ধার দিতে, ও রাজি হয়েছে, মিলাজুলা একটা কিছু হইব। আচ্ছা বাদ দাও, এই
শাড়ি? শাড়ি কেন?
আমি কি তোরে কিছু দিতে পারি না?
এমনি করে টাকা খরচ করলে টাকা জমাইবা কেমনে?
দূর, একটা শাড়ির আর কতই দাম।
শাড়িটা কিন্তু সুন্দর আছে।
পছন্দ হয়েছে তো? আচ্ছা একটু পরে দেখা না।
আরেকদিন পরবো।
কি কস, পর না, তোরা অনেকদিন শাড়িতে দেখি না।
শরীরটা ভালো লাগতেছে না।
বেশি খারাপ লাগতেছে?
আরেকদিন পরে দেখা।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, তাহলে খাবার দে। ও কি খাইছে? কি রে বাপ, আরে কি মশা রে।
Xin chào, chào mừng các bạn đã trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình ngày hôm nay. Và hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn cho các bạn tô màu một bức tranh hình con nhím. Và đây là một bức tranh mình sẽ cần phải tô màu. Các bạn có thấy trên này là bức tranh có màu sắc. Và bên dưới lại không có một màu gì không nhỉ? Thì bên trên này là một bức tranh mà nó đã được tô màu sẵn để làm mẫu. Thì bên dưới này thì mình sẽ chỉ tô cái bên bức tranh chưa có màu ở bên dưới này thôi. Và mình sẽ tô theo cái màu sắc ở bên trên này. Trên này là một hình mẫu nha, để mình tô theo ấy. Thì để tô màu mình cần phải có màu rồi. Và bên cạnh mình đây là một hộp màu gồm 24 màu nha. 24 màu. Và mình sẽ không để các bạn đợi lâu thì mình sẽ bắt đầu tô bức tranh này ngay bây giờ nhé. Đầu tiên thì mình sẽ lấy màu tím để tô phần gai của con nhím này trước nha. Thì cái phần gai này của con nhím thì sẽ là để bảo vệ con nhím khỏi những cái kẻ thù, để con nhím nó tự vệ mọi người. Thì sẽ cái phần gai này mà khi nó xù lên thì các con vật khác sẽ không thể tiến gần và cũng không thể làm hại nó. Mình sẽ bắt đầu tô nha.
শুনেন, কালকের খেলায় আপনি হারবেন।
বাবা, কনফিডেন্স দেখছো মেয়ে?
যদি না হারছেন তাহলে কিন্তু বললাম এটা দিয়ে আমি আমার হাতে আপনার নাম লিখুন।
মানে?
মানে তো তখনই বুঝবেন যখন এটার দায় আপনার উপর পড়বো।
সমস্যা থেকে ওই দিনকার তোরে হাত খরচের লেগা 5,000 টাকা দিয়েছিলাম। আবার টাকা টাকা কি গাছে ধরে?
আব্বা যান, আপনি তো কত টাকাই কামান, 5,000 টাকা দিলে আপনার কি হয়? আমি আপনার একমাত্র আমার মাইয়া, তো আমার পিছনে খরচ করবেন না, কার পিছনে করবেন? আমার একটা কুর্তি পছন্দ হয়েছে, ওই কুর্তি আমি কিনতে চাই।
কুর্তি মূর্তি লেহেঙ্গা ওড়না এসব দিয়ে তো ঘর বইরে গেছে, হাঁটুনের বি জায়গা নাই। মন চায় তোর এগুলা নাইজেরিয়া, বুলগেরিয়া আর উগান্ডায় পাঠাইয়া দে। আচ্ছা, এত কিছু কিনার দরকার নাকি?
কি করতেছেন আব্বা? একটা শখ করছি, শখের দাম লাখ টাকা। শখ যদি না মিটে তাহলে এই জীবন রেখা লাভ কি? আপনি যদি আমার টাকা না দিচ্ছেন তাহলে কিন্তু আমি কয়ে দিলাম, ব্লেড দিয়ে হাত কেটে নাম লেখা ফেলাম।
আচ্ছা, ব্লেড দিয়ে এই কুর্তির লেগে হাত কাটানোর দরকার নাই। আমি বাইরে যাওয়ানোর সময় তোর টাকা দিয়ে যাবো।
থ্যাংক ইউ আব্বা।
আচ্ছা লাইলি, তুমি এরকম প্রতিদিন কোনো পড়াই কমপ্লিট করছো না, আমি কিন্তু তোমাকে আর পড়াতে আসবো না।
আসেন না, আপনারা ক্যাঠাই কইছে আইতে, আমি কইছি
শেষ পর্যন্ত তোমার বাবার কাছে আমাকে কমপ্লেন করতে হবে।
আপনি আমার বাপের কাছে কমপ্লেন করবেন?
পড়াশোনা করছো না, বাবার কাছে কমপ্লেন করবো না? অবশ্যই করবো।
ঠিক আছে, আপনি যান, আপনি আমার বাপের কাছে কমপ্লেন করেন, এদিকে আমি ব্লেড দিয়ে হাত কেটে আপনার হাতের নাম লেখা রাখবো এখান দিয়ে।
কি বলতে চলেছো? আস্তাগফিরুল্লাহ। দেখো, এইবার না হয় আমি তোমার বাবার কাছে কমপ্লেন করবো না, কিন্তু তুমি যদি পরীক্ষায় ডাব্বা মারো তাহলে তো আবার আমি শেষ।
ও তুমি
ডরাইছেন?
ডরাবো কেন? মাগের এরকম আটকা মায়া মনের সামনে চলে আসলে তো একটু চিন্তা লাগেই। আর কালকে আবার তোমার মামার সাথে চ্যালেঞ্জ, বললাইছো শেষবার মতো চুল দাঁড়িয়ে আশ্রয় আসতে।
শুনেন, কালকের খেলায় আপনি হারবেন।
বাবা, কনফিডেন্স দেখছো মেয়ে?
যদি না হারছেন তাহলে কিন্তু বললাম এটা দিয়ে আমি আমার হাতে আপনার নাম লিখুন।
মানে?
মানে তো তখনই বুঝবেন যখন এটার দায় আপনার উপর পড়বো। সরেন।
আরে ভাই, নাম লিখবা মানে? কি মুসিবতে বললাম, জিততে না পারে এখন 2 নাম্বারই। কি সমস্যা? যাইতে দিছো না কেন?
সমস্যা আমার না আপনার। আপনি মানুষ না খুনি?
মানে?
মানে বোঝেন না? কালকে কি করছেন? কাচির লগে কি মিলাচ্ছেন? পেট খারাপের ওষুধ।
দেখো, এখন কিন্তু বাড়াবাড়ি হইতেছে। তোমরা কাচ্চি খাইতে চাইছো, আমি খাওয়াইছি ব্যাস। কারণ কারো যদি পেট পাতলা হয়ে যায়, কেউ যদি হজম করতে না পারে, সেটা তো তার সমস্যা, আমার না।
বাড়াবাড়ি আমরা করছি না আপনারা করছেন? মানে ইচ্ছে করে আপনারা খান নাই কালকে, তাই না? যাতে আমার লগে প্রতিশোধ নিতে পারেন।
আর যদি নিতে চাই, সেটা কি দোষ? 3 বার ঘুরি চ্যাম্পিয়ন আমি, তোমার কারণে আমার হারতে হয়েছে।
হারছেন তো কি ইচ্ছে? মাঝে মাঝে কিছু জিতবার লাগা কিছু হারতে হয়।
এই, তোমার কাছে হাইরা আমি কি জিতছি? হ্যাঁ,
আমারই জিতছেন, আমার মন জিতছেন।
এই দেখো, তুমি আমার আবার কোনো কিছু তো ফাঁসাইছো, আমি বুঝছি। এইসব ফান্দে আমি পা দিতেছি না, প্লিজ।
আমি আপনারে ফাঁসাই নাই, আপনি আমারে ফাঁসাইছেন। আমি তো আপনার প্রেমে পড়ে গেছি ফ্রি মাস্টার। আপনি আমার মারবেন, মারেন, কাটতেও ফালান, কিন্তু আমি আপনার ভালোবাসি, এটাই সাইন্স।
হ্যাঁ, এর জন্যই তো সায়েন্সে মারো ডাব্বা।
যতই অপমান করেন, শাদি তো আপনার আমার লগে হইব।
তোমার মতো মেয়ের সাথে শাদি দূরে থাক, প্রেম পর্যন্ত করতে রাজি নাই আমি। আর এইসব ব্লেড ফেড দিয়ে কোনো কাজ হবে না, আমি ভয় পাই না আর।
দেখো চন্দ্র, তুমি কি করো।
cái phần gai của con nhím này nó có những cái phần nó nhọn nhọn thì nó khá là khó, nên là các bạn nhớ là phải cẩn thận khi mà tô nha.